business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana reach across digital platforms. Ghana Talks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
Ghana Talks Radio, wo UK abrochimemu era from Ghana mu ha the sound system which is spinning machine papa every amana ne ababegu o Ghana mu ha it is say we a year we engagement we wedding we birthday party political parties are more rally some we sorry are more crusade. So we book carnival or any kind of event. Now we pay spinning machine papa a boy sound in the moon at the dia any American for GTR sounds at the amount. Your live band in so I would to answer at the frame ya beat me about boy. Ama ujumedia woody and so at me I come up. Yawo enkran popuni mantemo anya aponchi hotel ahope pepe ena yebutu odi ane se wo befre empanifo ewo 0546960510 GTR sounds emu de angaza.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare,
Regina Bliss,
Deborah Adoso,
and I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
John, when you guy, what a boy now when you alright, Busia go by the name Coin Takra. Call me, say you're Coin Takra, the next time it's Coin Takra live on Ghana Talks Radio now, Mondays and Fridays. May the time it's Coin Takra, bravo. When you say Monday, let's day. I am Mamere, Abakwasem, Africa, Ghana, our heritage. Eka Mamere, Niamani, Teti, Abakwasem, Hong Kong, Yedi, Ayahina, you call me now, Friday, near bars on bars. Friday, yeah, rap. We talk about entertainment, we talk about music business. So join me this Monday and Friday. Be alive on Ghana Talks Radio. Don't forget, so we follow all the social media platforms like Ghana Talks Radio and Coin Takra. Me so me page in the so Coin Takra. Now listen, a better fire, a better job our Ghana Talks Radio. Don't forget, so me download the app in the Play Store and the App Store. Call me, your time it's Coin Takra Monday and Fridays. Jinamudi will be a mammy at a time enough at 7 p.m. sharp. Yeah, the Jumedi bro. Here on your guy, on your guy. Wadim Savieta Sika, your Fanko Tovenza.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
It's a beautiful Friday morning, and you are welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. Thank God it's Friday. We all been waiting for the weekend. Finally, the weekend is here. It's about to start. I know some people just can't wait, but the weekend is already here. You're welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show right here on Ghana Talks Radio. This is the news headline review. Right here, we bring you all the latest headlines making waves in the news. And I am Esenam Fiagbadu, and I'll be serving you breakfast this morning. As part of that, joining me serving the breakfast is Mr. Biadoso and Miss Regina Blessed. There's a lot to be said. They are here to share their opinions on that. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
The grace is sufficient.
So we bless God, we thank God. Yes. I think at this juncture we'll move straight into our major news items for this morning. For our first story, there's a lot. People have shared their concern. Let me hear from you personally as well. Nana Agrade's 15-year jail term reduced to 12 months. The Amasaman High Court has reduced the 15-year prison sentence handed to controversial evangelist Nana Agrada to 12 calendar months. The court maintained her conviction, but ruled that the original sentence was too harsh and excessive under the circumstances. As a result, the judges exercised their discretion to reduce the punishment. The new 12-month sentence takes effect from July 3rd, 2025, the day she was originally convicted. This means Nana Agrada will serve a total of 1 year in prison. While the court agreed that the offenses committed deserved punishment, it said the initial 15-year sentence was disproportionate and a reduced term were more appropriate. Guys, Agrada's 15 years term has been reduced to 1 year. And it's not like she's about to start a 1 year. She started her 1 year in July. That means that in a few months to come, probably this July, Agrada will be out of prison. They went to court, they went to appeal the case, and they said the sentence was too harsh. So they had to reduce it to 1. 1, oh. Miss Regina, when you saw the news, how did you feel?
So when I saw the news, I really shouted. I was like, "Hey!" And I think I had a conversation with Debbie, and we were like, "Oh, Ghana, yeah, no," because according to my research, defrauding by false pretense under the Criminal Offence Act 1960, that is Act 29, a person who defrauds another by making false representations through deceptive advertisement or broadcast is a second-degree felony. And that kind of felony, the law says the punishment can be between 10 and up to 25 years in prison. 10 and up to 25 years in prison. Now you come out to tell us as a judge that the sentence was too harsh. First off, when Agrada started this deceptive business, she started a very long time. I learned at Sotium. The building is still there.
Yes.
And she graduated from fetish priest to your friend is saying being a Christian. According to her, she said she repented. And she was still doing it, still taking people's money. So how can you tell us that the sentence given to her was too harsh? How can you tell me that? Now, when we move from physical to spiritual world,
I
saw a post by he's a popular man of God saying that there's a woman who has been jailed 15 years. And God says this woman has come to her
in prayer
genuinely and repented. So she, God himself has given her spiritual amnesty. God is the original president. As may say also the banana channel. So we humans, who are we?
You know, people died because of this woman.
I know, right?
People lost their property.
Exactly. And one even there's shame employer one woman who cried bitterly in regards to her gold being taken. Hey!
1 year.
Nyame 10 years and they better as about 1 year, dear. Why?
1 year.
But when I saw it, I was like, oh, when we look at, as I was saying, the spiritual world, it shows sometimes no matter what you do, God can forgive you. And I told someone that this should serve as a lesson to everyone, because if you not in a good will, in a bad way, because if someone kills you, trust me, the person has killed you just like that. Because nyame to me they are channel, and nyame saw the beka judge not to honunakuma. And at the end of the day, the judge will go according to what God wants, not what the law is saying. God is supreme. He is big. There's nothing we can do about it.
But let's come to the physical.
When we come to the physical, there is wrong. As I read, it's a second-degree felony, and she's supposed to serve up to 10 to 15 and 25 years in prison.
So what was the judge thinking?
Telling us that it's too harsh.
At what point did they know that it was too harsh?
Maybe Omoko appeal, and I say,
this woman actually stole from people.
A lot, billions of
someone
cities.
Died because of her. Someone there so what about the lady that got injured at her hand because of Agada? What about that too?
People lost their properties.
It actually looks like if you don't have money in this country, the law will come for you.
The law favors the rich.
The rich.
And they tell us that no one is above the law. But look at our politicians. They are always above the law.
Look at that. We are punching crowd that remand.
Yesterday, Q was saying something about Gifty Owari. Up till now, she has been giving bail.
We've not heard anything about that case.
They that they've not getting concrete evidence.
Look at that.
That is what they will say.
It's so bad. Miss Debbie.
Well, it's kind of sad, very, very sad, because listening to what people said yesterday, you could feel that people are really hurt.
Oh yeah.
Although I think yesterday Regina was part of the people who were calling for amnesty. For
me,
for I said the 15 years is too much.
That's 1 year.
So now they have 1 year.
At least even if they'll reduce it, even if
15 years,
or even half of it.
15 years, because it was too much. Okay, now
Wait, sorry to interrupt you. The main reason why I said the 15 years is too much is because looking at our politicians and the kind of theft they've done in this country is not compared to what Agrada.
Yeah, for that you are right, and you're not the only person who said it. I've come across a lot of videos on TikTok where people complain that the 15 years is too much and blah 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 blah. They should grant the amnesty. But you see, none of us were expecting that from 15 to 1 year.
So 14 years.
That is like out of the bar. Seriously, that is out of the bar. 15 to 1 year. What are you trying to say? What are you like? What are you portraying out there? And remember, someone made a statement that if this will be the case, then from now onwards, when I have a case with someone, I'll go to the shrine.
Yeah,
that is what they said. They will go to the shrine because they feel like the court is not working. And it's true. Our judicial system has failed us not today, for long. But as it stands now, we feel like, well, they are improving. And then we thought we will see some kind of change. But this is gross. Why would I even put it? Like, it's very, very bad. 15 to 1 year. What are you trying to say? What? So you are giving the nod to people that you can go and steal, you can go and dupe people. Then after 20 years, we'll grant you amnesty to 2 months. No. We have people who stole. That is why yesterday the man was like, if that's the case, if you are going to steal something that is very valuable, that when they jail you for 50 years, you know that you've stolen something that is valuable.
Exactly.
But when you go to steal a cow, a chicken, and then you are being jailed like 10, 20 years, it doesn't make sense. See, this woman, self-acclaimed fetish praise, all of a sudden she says she's an evangelist. And you see, a man said something yesterday in a way I thought he's right. He said, Ghanaians, excuse me, we are stupid. Yes, we don't reason, because he said that this woman, even if they release it today, her church will still be full. People will still follow her.
I chanced on a video yesterday at her church after the declaration that her jail term has been reduced to 1 year. Obi the powder or the
They are
good. Me say,
jubilating.
so all of this, you people still go to that church.
I'm telling you, people
Wow.
people follow her. The church will be full. They will believe in her, and they will still abide by whatever she will say. And I also chanced upon a video yesterday when somebody was like, or say like they were happy and all that. And I feel like sometimes we are the cause ourselves.
We are problems.
If somebody is being given a jail term, we complain. If the person is being granted amnesty, we complain. It is the same. You get it? So I feel like you remember when this lady who duped, she went to US and she went to dupe people.
Hajia
For when she came, did you see people there? And they're going to give her welcome. What is that? Welcome address. And some people send her bouquet, flower like to welcome her back into the country.
Did they do kente?
In a way, what?
Adwa dance.
In a way, every single time no munyamfa there was Adwa dance, no. And my I think
Hajia for real.
Oh, I think it was there. It was there.
It was there.
It was there. Really.
If you are Kosa Bronika, they did it for me.
So you see, sometimes I feel like Yankasa na ya nyama we
Oh,
be
we are on
saying
problem. Serious.
someone has gone to commit such a very big crime, and instead of so be a chino, like whilst people are criticizing her, others are following her, and I feel like the number of people who are supporting her more than the people who criticize her. So it's okay. So we've seen it as normal. 15 to 1 year. For me, I feel like she has not changed. So even if she's coming, wait. I'm not sure. God said.
Yeah.
Are you?
In the video.
I'm not sure she has changed. Did you see her video? Did you see her face yesterday? She looks so beautiful than how she used to be.
I'm not sure that woman is in jail.
So it means God has really forgiven her. She leave.
Her face look. See, let me tell you. Sometimes people go to jail. They portray good nature, but what they do is even more than what led them into prison. But this time around, they are going to play their games very well. Very well. She will not engage in it for you to see her, but she's going to deploy people. I'm not saying her specifically, but we have people who have gone to jail and then when they are back, they portray good image. The person can even go to church 20 times a day.
But do you think
but you have no idea.
1 year alone is something that a brother will learn from? That when she come out.
The thing is, you don't even know whether she's in a cell. It was after that Baumia guy was arrested and
that
I got to know that we
I
have
lost trust in our jail
VIP
system.
in it's her home.
Hey.
Yeah, no, the Yoko. He was at Yoko.
And he said they gave him a VIP lodge to sleep.
And
then they
Yoko
fed
any prison. You get me? It's like the detention.
Yeah.
I
get what you're saying, but in a way, they'll have a special place for people there in the cell where you don't mix with the sardines. You understand the sardines? You don't mix with them. They have a place. A place for you. You see, this thing is serious. So because the guy who killed this young boy and butchered him into the freezer. I don't know whether you heard of that incident in 2021. He butchered a young boy and into a freezer like to sell their body organs and stuff. When this man was arrested, they've granted him jail. They've made the case. Yes.
So he's free.
He's free. They made the case a foolish case, master. The day he was coming out, goodness, he looked so well built. And I was like, I was asking myself, oh no, why? Like he looks so good, and allegedly they said some politicians even purchased from him. So just imagine.
Someone went to say something on TikTok. The person is in Sawan for 6 months. Just said something. How much more someone who has been defrauding for decades? Let me see. Obi say, now you papa, a grada has 2 powers. Obi a wire comfort. Say,
yeah,
done the home about Christo.
I need 2 powers.
Me na we are seeing now. Or mubi and I'm waiting to say the umbra back. Yo, yawaha.
The only advice we give to people is be wise. Okay,
seriously,
be wise. Lack of knowledge why people perish. Be
people
wise.
Are perishing.
Be wise, seriously, because there is nothing we can do.
That's 1 year thing.
How can someone tell you that being one city for
I wish you can organize some demo. Because the 1 year, the 1 year.
Ometi, sister, omunti.
Come on, that's defrauding.
15 to 1 year.
Anyway, it's only in Ghana here you can do that. You won't go to the States and go and do that. Let's move on.
Maybe the God of Agrada has spoken.
This one is not God's matter.
What do we have?
Parliament adopts report on legal education reforms, backs end to Ghana School of Law monopoly. Parliament has approved a report that supports major reforms in legal education in Ghana. The reforms are aimed at expanding access to legal training and ending the Ghana School of Law's long-standing role as the only institution allowed to train lawyers. The move follows the introduction of the Legal Education Reform Bill by the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. Dominic Ayeni. According to him, the bill is meant to make legal education more inclusive while still maintaining professional standards. Majority Leader Mahama Ayarga explained that the proposed law will establish a National Council for Legal Education. This body will be responsible for accrediting university law faculties to train lawyers and supervising a national bar examination. The bar exam will serve as a common test for all aspiring lawyers, regardless of where they studied. Lawmakers from both the majority and minority sides welcome the reforms, saying they will create fairer opportunities for qualified students across the country. However, they also caution that expanding access must not lead to a drop in standards, stressing the need for strong regulation to protect the integrity of the legal profession. They are ending the Ghana School of Law monopoly. Now, any accredited university, you can enroll there. All you need to do is write a national bar examination, and then you'll be called a lawyer. You don't need to go to Mokola. The Mokola that they are doing, I think there's a good news. There's a good call, and I believe most lawyers will be happy. Nice, Debbie.
Yeah, so for me it's a good one because paving your way into the law school is not easy at all. It's not easy. I remember some time ago, was it in 2020, we saw a vast number of people who have the interest of going to the law school, and some of them were complaining, they were crying, because I think when you write the exam, you're supposed to get like, I think it's 50% for you to be enrolled. So even if you get the 49 without the one, you won't go. Even if it is in basic school, we know that 41 and a half, when they are converting it, the half is automatically 1 until when you're 50. But this one, I don't know how they grade it, but it's quite different from the normal university where you write an entrance exam and then you will be be admitted into the school. The law school is not like that. So I mean, in 2020 we saw some of them were actually crying because they were almost near, what's the name, the actual percentage they were supposed to get to be admitted, but because of one mark normal and they were not admitted, and they were crying because that is what they want to do. So I think that is a standard the Ghana law has set for themselves. But for me, I feel like it's too frustrating. Okay, we have other schools that are capable. I think Winneba does law. They do LLB. They do if you want to be a lawyer, you just don't go. I think you have to get yes, you get the something like diploma first before you can do it into, you can say, basic on one thing. The first one has to do with youth learning, a BAB. Then after one, you choose one. You want to explore in criminal law. You want to explore in other laws and all that. So I feel like other schools like KNUST, I feel like they do the basic law. They do it. Because some time ago,
UPSA,
yes, and all these people. So I feel like they should give these universities the go ahead to admit students, so that the pressure on the Ghana School of Law will reduce a bit. And I feel like this is actually driving a lot of people into fields where they don't really have interest in that. because say 1% when I'm failing in other schools, I don't even have to write entrance exam, but with my set and everything, I will be admitted. Then why will I even waste my time? But when it happens like that, it's bad. Don't forget that we have a lot of lawyers, and now that is going to spread across other universities. We'll be having, vast of them. The problem is how many courts do we have, and how many lawyers do we even have practicing? But all the same, since the person have the passion, and being a lawyer does not necessarily means you'll be in court and be doing confessing. You can be in other sectors as well. You can be a lawyer for every company regarding
legal issues. And
how will I even put this thing? If the company gets an issue or something, you stand in for the company. So it's varies. So I feel like for me, it's good. Students who have the interest in studying law wouldn't be like so much headache for them and all that.
It's a good one.
Very, very good.
Although
I've heard people saying it's going to reduce the integrity of the law school.
How will you reduce
law now for that? Because every day we have people graduate over 1,000 people.
Call to the bar. Miss Regina.
Yeah, so I would say breaking the monopoly makes sense, because why should the whole of the country, that is Ghana, why should one person only have the legal right or the right document to accept people into law?
My mind didn't even come there.
The whole country, only one institution. It doesn't make sense. And we are not in an era where we are only limited to one thing. We have to be unique. We have to spread our wings out there. So breaking the monopoly makes sense. And also people saying that, okay, I think when I first heard it, I was like, oh, hope it doesn't become like nursing where obia or to me be a nursing school, then obia to me remusa. And I got to learn say accreditation would be given, and with that accreditation it should not be weak. It should be a very strict monitoring
standard one.
Exactly. You need to go through all the protocol. ABI is only President John Dramani Mahama you can pass through to get your accreditation. It should be like that. Maybe it's only your friend is saying Attorney General Penna you can pass through to get the accreditation. It should be like, it should be very difficult, but not as in difficult for you to get it, but you should feel it. Say, oh yes, I'm getting accreditation for this institution. It will not come easy. Pain should just say the same way gold passes through process. That is the same way they also need to pass through process. You have to pass through the fire, and at the end of the day, you see the good works. And also, lawyers, as they be said, lawyers no matter also a lot of lawyers and a lot of judges every year. Me come for next time you make graduating.
Call to the bar.
They too. As she said, lawyer doesn't mean say every day you need to be in the courtroom. We have, in fact, even this institution needs a lawyer. Personally, we need lawyers because anything can happen to you. Sometimes there are certain things we go through. You need a legal advisor, someone who would advise you on this situation. Oh, don't say this, do that, do this. Even contract signing, we need lawyers.
You don't even read through.
We just sign.
You're educated too.
Those artists.
They don't want to mention them, but they know themselves.
Why alone no cry chim
too much.
They've made it like it should be for just the elite.
If
you don't have money,
I see. Most of those people they pay.
Oh, it's true.
Exactly.
Someone made a claim that 50% of them do not even write the exams. They don't write. They just pay and then while you are there.
And this is standard.
Standard.
Way standard.
What can they say?
They should open the way for people to also go to. But the government should just make sure that it doesn't become like the nursing school. Just a OBA, sorry, LLB course.
LLB.
It's a good call, but the standard should remain a standard. Let's move on. Government to introduce alcohol control regulation bill in Parliament. The government says it will soon introduce alcohol control regulations bill in Parliament to strengthen the regulation of alcohol in Ghana. Majority Leader and Leader of Government Business, Mahama Ayariga, made this known at a parliamentary leadership media briefing in Accra. He explained that the bill is aimed at protecting public health, especially among young people, by controlling how alcoholic drinks are advertised and promoted. According to him, the proposed law will set clear rules on alcohol marketing. This may include restrictions on when alcohol adverts can be shown, limits on sponsorships, and controls on promotions that target young or vulnerable people. Ms. Ayaga stressed that the bill is not meant to harm businesses in the alcohol industry. Instead, it is intended to address growing concerns about alcohol abuse and its effects on health and society. The bill is also expected to regulate where and when alcohol can be consumed as part of efforts to reduce alcohol-related social problems. Government says the legislation will be laid before Parliament in the coming weeks after consultations with stakeholders such as civil society groups, health experts, industry players, and advocacy organizations. Government is set to introduce alcohol control regulation bill in Parliament. I nearly said something, but let me keep quiet. Obini health need the government of our home. It's a choice. But it's not just that they are looking at the health aspect of it, but where the alcohol is consumed, the advertising and promotion of alcohol content and then all of that. That one is okay for me. But I feel like everyone has their own choices. So if you want to drink alcohol and die, please drink and die. Why? Now the government shouldn't come and Miss Virginia.
Yeah, so I think the government is concerned especially about the alcohol consumption, because when they die, what is it called? Is it a mortality or say a death rate goes up? So they are concerned. Yeah, the same way I think statistics comes in regards to accidents, birth, death, and all that. It tells something. So I think that is the main reason why they are concerned. Okay, so when we come to alcohol, I would not say alcohol is a bad thing, neither is it a good thing, because sometimes you go to the hospital and they'll be like, take alcohol. They'll tell you that take alcohol because the body needs alcohol to strive. The same way we need water to strive. Every little thing has contributes something beneficial to the human system, but people over consume it. Alcohol is not sweet. So how do people take alcohol in large quantities? That is what, like akpeteshi like this, gin, dry gin. It is not sweet, but people will take it, and as they are taking it, but they'll squeeze their face, take it and do that is what they'll do.
Oh God!
Sometimes when I see that, I'll be like, oh God, you are killing yourself. This thing is not and then so still won't know. Alcohol does not take away stress. It does not take away your worry. You get drunk, you're in a sober moment, you think you're high, you come back to your senses. Yes, you cry again. So why do you take alcohol? And to the point where we've even established drunkard association in Ghana. I've not heard. We have drunkard association in Ghana where they can come and tell the president that the president should reduce the prices of alcohol. My God.
Like an association.
Yes. I'm surprised
of
drunkards in Ghana here.
Oh really?
They sometimes come and say that it's a Sunday no boy. I think last year
they did
during Akufo-Addo's time they did a press conference. And M said one also came out. They did a press conference. Say one said omo boss and no ma koda kwan ho. Omo Babeka said they should leave them and sleep there. No one should carry them. I'm like, what is that? We just say yes.
So do it in your house, eh?
Yeah, so Sonia maybe were Ghana dodo. So it could even got to a point where they had to put a ban on celebrities who advertise alcohol. Yes, it's a very good thing. Among just say, in fact, they should cancel it, because some Western worlds they have a ban on alcohol. No one is supposed to be seen taking alcohol. It is illegal. They should do that in Ghana because our youth small thing alcohol, and that alcohol is misleading because when you take alcohol, too much of it, you are not in your right senses. You do things which you are not supposed to do. Or they call or driving or the car or boy saying I was not in my right senses.
And they'll be blaming the devil. The work of the devil. Yes, so for me it's good because I mean it's kind of it's kind of funny but bad as well. Well, as you said, someone might be like, say, an onana brabo, so after all, do whatever you want. But trust me, the government is like a father to all people. When these people keeps dying, it's an increase in the number of people who died out of alcohol, and it's a concern to the government to ensure that it's being minimized. Now, how do we minimize it? I think the government should start suing television stations that promote alcohol. It got to a time it was too much. No, it looks like everybody in Ghana wants to venture into alcohol business. They are advertising alcohol, and they make it look so enticing and appealing. You want to take it, you want to feel how like it tastes like, and you know, youth and adolescents coming up, everything they want to try. They're very inquisitive. They want to try and know. The fact that yes, they said your body need alcohol. The kenke you've been eating every day, what it's alcohol. The banku you've been eating every day is alcohol. Why do you take porridge and you sleep? You sleep because the bromori has over fermented. A bromori condo. The condo has over fermented. So when you take it more than what you're supposed to do, you will sleep. And sometimes you feel so relaxed, like you want to sleep. Your body is doing it some way somehow because the alcohol is working. So you get it. So I feel like sometimes people mispreach this whole thing that they will tell the Bible say monom na mombo. It is stupidity because you should know Bible say monom na mombo. What is it trying to tell you? But it's kind of, there is this woman in this vicinity I've been seeing her. Okay, she's a drug addict. I don't know, but I feel like no one's
alcohol or drug.
Sorry, alcohol. Good. Okay, she's an alcohol an alcohol addict rather. She's so much into alcohol. I don't really care about she drinking, okay, because it's her life. But anytime she goes with the son, and I've met them countless without number.
I've seen the woman.
The son is also a drunkard.
That's small boy.
Small boy.
Small boy.
It's a small boy.
Small boy.
She has to be arrested.
Hey, wait, arrested? Have you seen it?
Small boy.
Oh no,
the boy is very small.
Very
small, and anytime she's going in there, the boy follows her in. But the woman will come out.
I thought it was the other one.
No, the other one. Please,
I'm not here.
The other one, but this woman, like I've seen her countless without number. Sometimes when I'm coming to work, I spot her. When I'm going back to the house, I spot her. And then she's, you said?
Is she fair?
No. So she has this small boy. And one day, I don't know what happened in there. She was complaining, and that small boy was advising her mother. And I was like, wow. But to me, I feel like, what are you teaching this boy?
Exactly.
At this age, what are you teaching him? That he should be drinking alcohol? Or be do 15 years now, we're done a year master.
It's good for
now, boy, it's good for whatself. What say? See, alcohol has never done anybody good.
No.
It will rather destroy your life. It will distract your focus because no one drinks and you think properly. And at the end of the day, like things that are so valuable to you you will lose them because people who drink ebi o call ba honest question ho na ni better next can in that because obono you dey inside hwehwe we yin nyina fi ho you don't reason well, you end up beating your wife, beating up the children, you don't take up responsibility. So I feel this is something very it is the interest of all of us. So sometimes an opportunity before you come here, I've been seeing them every day.
Hey,
you see when you're coming, the watcher seller
assembly member.
Which watcher seller?
My watcher seller.
Yes.
You see,
yes.
As early as 6
in the morning they are there.
Okay, G energy boosting the system. Wabu or show him do. I'm asking myself, what is this?
It's quite surprising that when you see them, it's like I don't know. It's like there's a unique tag on them that shows
they have a unique look. So yes, Parliament is about to pass a bill with regards to alcohol intake, how we advertise and how we consume and promote alcohol content. So once it is passed, that should tell you that once you go against it, they will come for you. So please limit how you take alcohol, limit how you advertise alcohol, limit how you promote it. Yes, and so thank you so much for joining us in the news headline review. Up next, we have Today in History with Miss Regina.
This is GhanaTalks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Bringing you today in history and some global observances. This day, Bob Marley was born. His real name is Robert Nesta Marley. He was born on this day, 1945, in the rural village of 9 Mile, St. Anne Parish, Jamaica. His mother was Sadila Malcolm, a Jamaican teenager, and his father was Noval Sinclair Marley, a white Jamaican marine officer of Welsh descent. He was raised in 9 Mile before moving to Kingston. 1820, formerly enslaved people depart on journey to Africa. The ship Elizabeth departed New York for Sierra Leone, carrying 86 free African Americans in the first organized Back to Africa movement, sponsored by the American Colonization Society. This initiative, supported by the U.S. government, aimed to relocate formerly enslaved people to Africa, ultimately founding the nation of Liberia. To some global observances, National Valentine Shopping Reminder Day. It serves as a critical 1 week out cue to purchase Valentine's Day, that is February 14th gifts, ensuring timely arrival and avoiding last-minute stress. It encourages shoppers to finalize orders for popular items like candy, flower, we don't like flower, and jewelry, with some focusing on unique and personalized gifts. Bubble Gum Day. It is a fun philanthropic day focused on chewing bubble gum and blowing bubbles. So this day is basically to just chew gum and make noise with it. Time to Talk Day. To reduce stigma by encouraging open, honest conversations among friends, family, and colleagues. The day focuses on reducing isolation and fostering supportive communities through simple check-ins. Lastly, National Wear Red Day. It is more than just a bold color. It is an opportunity to raise awareness and stand united against cardiovascular diseases, the #1 killer of women. Cardiovascular disease claims the lives of 1 in 3 women. Unfortunately, only 44% of women are aware of that statistic. And that's all for today on Today in History and some global observances live on GhanaTalks Breakfast Show.
Thank you so much, Ms. Regina Bless, for Today in History and some observances of the day. Up next, we have Debbie's Grill.
Welcome to Debbie's Grill, where we talk about issues that matter to the state, void of politics, fear or favor. The Deputy Minister of Education, Dr. Clement Apak, has said his long-held demand for accountability and Ghana Scholarship Administration remains unchanged, insisting its integrity stands intact. In a Facebook post, the Deputy Minister of Education addressed discussions around alleged corruption in the award of state-funded scholarships, stressing that his record on the matter was consistent both in opposition and in government. Make your own conclusions. Facts are indeed sacred, Dr. Park wrote. I gave my best in opposition and continue to do so in government as expected of me by my appointer. My integrity remains intact. No one can change it. He added that his values are shaped early in life. The post was accompanied by images of past media headlines highlighting his outspoken position on the issue while he served as opposition member of parliament. On the headline, scholarship malfeasance must be investigated, while another stated minority calls for forensic audit into scholarship secretariat activities. Dr. Park comment referenced his reaction to a Fourth Estate investigative report published during the East War Akufo-Addo administration, which raised concerns about how state scholarships were allegedly awarded to politically connected and privileged individuals. Speaking during a phone interview, Apak argued strongly for a forensic audit of the scholarship secretariat, grounding his position in both his parliamentary role and personal experience studying abroad. He questioned the inconsistencies in stipend payment to beneficiaries. So how come beneficiaries don't receive their stipends, and there are those who dubiously got into the list of beneficiaries? By revisiting his past statement, he sought to make clear that his forceful opposition to corruption in scholarship awards has not faded with his transition from opposition into government. So this whole long news that I've read is all about people forging, shall I say forge, or scholarship being awarded to non-deserving students instead of the deserving ones. Okay, so government award scholarship to brilliant but needy students who are so brilliant but they do not have help, and so the government comes in, grant them scholarship from, sometimes even if you're lucky enough, you can even get scholarship from senior high school to you complete your university, your tertiary education, or sometimes after senior high school, when you pass very, very well, your grades are encouraging, the state gives you a scholarship to study abroad, any country and any school of your choice, and then the government will take care of the course and everything. Your accommodation, then incentives. You'll be paid some stipend every month, and even what you feed on, the government takes the cost of all that. Now, some time ago, there have been speculations that this award, instead of it being given to the needy but brilliant students, is rather given to politically connected people. It means if you are not connected to a politician, you will not get it. And there is no doubt about it. There is absolutely no doubt about it. We as Ghanaians are capable of doing anything, especially our leaders and those in politics. The politicians, of course, they are the leaders. And you see, when I first came across this, I wasn't too surprised, because I know that something of that sort is going on. People who deserve the scholarship are not being given the scholarship, and people who do not deserve it are being given scholarship. We have brilliant but needy students walking about. I know sometimes they give law to members of parliament and they'll tell you, look into the constituency, if students who are very brilliant but financially their financial status is quite very poor, dash them those scholarships. They won't do it. They'll rather give it to their relatives, they'll give it to politically connected people, and before you get there, they'll tell you that scholarship NASA. And even if they'll give you that scholarship, you will still have to pay. You will still have to pay for it. Konembra say they will tell you to go and come, and you keep going and coming, presenting files and all that, and still not get it because you don't have the connection, and it's bad. And I was happy when President Mahama said that this particular issue should be thoroughly investigated. Now they are blaming it on Clement Apak because in opposition he was part of the board, and now he being the Deputy Minister of Education. And he's also saying that his integrity is very, very crucial to him. He's not going to do that. So the investigations are done and we get to know who is behind it. I think we cannot be pointing fingers. But this is something that has been happening for so many years. It is something that has been in existence for so long. We know it. We know it. Even for you to be employed in a company, you need to know people whom you know protocol. If you don't know if you don't know anyone there, you will not gain it. You won't be employed. Even sometimes in schools, you need to know someone. If not, a better dynamo. Seriously. Especially if you want to offer a course and then maybe the result you've got does not match with that course and the university is giving you another course. Sometimes they tend to pay bribes and all that so that they can give it to you. Especially if your dad or your family member holds a very high position in office. You don't even have to pay anything. They will just sign it for you, pa. And then someone who has sat on her buttocks, his buttocks, bend the candles, learn so hard, will not gain it. And then at the end of it, they'll go and see someone and tell you that you are lazy. You've not studied enough, and that is why you find yourself where you are. But that is not the case. The system is favoring some people. The system is favoring politicians. The system is favoring the rich. If they're giving scholarship to people, why not we give it out? So we have students that are very brilliant. I can tell you, very, very brilliant. And they're hacking on the street because Obofoni Bebia. And the scholarship which is meant for them has been given to the minister. The minister who is taking like 4,000 or 3,000 or 5,000 plus in a month. The scholarship has been given to a daughter or his son. And then someone who does not have it and is brilliant find herself or himself in this country. And that is why the circle will keep rolling just like that. It wouldn't change. The circle can never change because the leaders themselves are not ready to make it change. It doesn't really tally. This is gross wickedness. This is wickedness. So seriously, I believe whatever you do, you pay for it. You will definitely pay for it. You might not see it now, but you pay for it. If only karma is real, you will pay for it. Why will you be given a lot of scholarship to students who need it the most, and you don't give it to them, and you give it to people who are already established? They don't even need help, but you've given it to them. And then we the people will still come back and then pretend to be in the shoes of these people, pretend to console them, pretend to cry for them or cry on their behalf. And trust me, whoever is behind this, God will definitely punish you. Karma will do his own. God will also do his own because the laws are there. But the problem is, how do we stop this? How do we prevent it? Because I feel like no matter how best we bring out solution and all that, we still have people who will flout it. So how best are we going to stop this? How well are we going to monitor to ensure that the scholarships are being awarded to needy students and not students who their parents can afford for them? How do we ensure that? How? This is not helping us as a country. Seriously, it is not helping us as a country. To get employed, you are supposed to know someone. Even for attachment, I'm telling you something very serious. So, even for attachment, you need to know someone. If you don't know anybody, you can't do your attachment. Even if the school has collaborated with other institutions where students can go there for their attach and all that, sometimes you still need to pay something. They take something from you, and we've normalized it, so it's normal. You need to pay. Everything you need to pay. Nothing is free anymore. If government brings out something right now that is free, it's not free. The government has openly announced it's free. But when you get there, it's not free. The people who are being appointed to oversee those affairs take something. The most painful aspect is that they won't accept it. They will always deny the fact that they take something, they take bribe. I don't know why it is like that. They will even pay you on top for what you are doing, but you won't also do the right thing. And then the government is paying expenses for something that you can easily afford. Why are we being so wicked? Why? This shouldn't be something we should joke with. I feel like this investigation, I know we failed in a lot of investigations because investigation could do baby, but this one, dear, please, let's get to the root, the bottom of this. And I'm sure even people who have held office before in that particular let me say that particular sector, and has engaged in that, they should all be arrested. It's because we don't take some of these things seriously. That's why we continue to say this. Because even if the issue is brought up, trust me, people are really tired though, seriously. So they would rather not talk about it and then just keep quiet and let it happen. Because even if you talk about it, no one is going to listen. For you to get to the top, you still need to pay someone. And that is bad. That is bad. That is why we don't even produce people with integrity, because the whole system is corrupt. Everybody is corrupt, from the bottom to the top. Everybody is corrupt. No one can tell me that you are not corrupt. Everybody is corrupt. Because what is that? So please, let's work towards it, and it will help us. It will really help us. Scholarship that are meant for the needy should be given to the needy. As simple as ABC. Thank you for making time with me on Debbie's Grill.
Thank you so much, Miss Debbie, for that grill. So apparently, today was supposed to be Fugu Friday. And I don't know if you've seen what is going on online, how the Ghanaians are cooking the Zambians. I think they made a mistake chewing the wrong meat. And I just saw a post. They've apologized.
Better.
Zambian has officially apologized for remarks made about President John Dramani Mahama's traditional fugu attire, which was mistakenly referred to as blouse. The apology comes after the comments sparked reaction across social media and democratic circles, easing tensions between the two countries. Both nations have since called for respect and unity, emphasizing the importance of cultural appreciation. Diplomatic.
I was thinking, do you want to say democratic or something?
No.
Diplomacy or
diplomatic.
Yeah. See, sometimes you know the word of bias. Challenge.
This shows you
God.
are a person.
I know, right?
So they've apologized. They said they are sorry. They won't do that again.
Apology not accepted.
But they made a mistake because
you would continue to drag them.
That one it will still continue.
What shows that what he's wearing is a blouse, or they don't understand blouse?
I'm sure they don't.
And your blouse they show what I
No, like top, like what Debbie is wearing can also be called
blouse. Yeah.
So the fugu is blouse.
That's what they said.
Hey, that big thing.
Oh
no.
So
wait, so don't they have a northern part in their place where they have their wear? The northerners have their wear.
Have you seen their dressing?
All right, let's go. Thank you so much for joining us in the first segment of the GhanaTalks Breakfast Show. It's time for the news.
What do you want for breakfast? How do you want your breakfast?
English breakfast, French fries.
Koko Nikosi, alo komi kesheto.
Wache.
Well, Gobe is the real deal.
Join us on Ghana Talks Radio. Let's serve you a buffet of breakfast.
From news headlines review, current affairs to social issues.
Entertainment, sports, and all the trending stories live on our mobile app and across all socials from Monday to Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m.
With me, Pakwesi Omare.
Regina Bless.
Deborah Adoso.
And I am Esinal Fiagbedu. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.
We bring you local news, business news, international, sports, and entertainment news. Right here on GTR.
Welcome to the morning news update on Ghana Talks Radio. We are live inside our studios and across all social media platforms. Coming up, anti-corruption campaigner Edem Senanu praises government's stance on corruption. Tricycle operators protest new 5 cities till OT landfill. Cocoa industry faces sustainability threat. License Cocoa Buyers Association of Ghana wants government. Member of Parliament for Damongo questions the necessity of dedicated offers for youth employment. These and many more coming up your way shortly. An anti-corruption campaigner, Edem Senanu, has welcomed government commitment to investigate corruption cases without shielding corporates involved. He believes this move signals a shift in governance where corrupt acts are more likely to be hidden. According to him, public officials should expect post-term scrutiny as part of democratic governance.
Well, I think that the response, on one hand, what we have is perhaps to some extent a demonstration of the internal democracy of the party, that the party hierarchy is not muzzled and they can speak up on issues that are of concern to them. And in particular, I think that it is exciting to note that issues relating to corruption appear to be one of those areas where they are not willing to shield their own ministers as far as it relates to pursuing persons who are deemed to have fallen foul of the law. But with regard to whether it means we should leave it, I don't think so. I think that the fact that we've had this come up repeatedly suggests that all of us need to keep an eye on the space because one would be wondering why such key members of the party continue to raise issues relating to potential
Tricycle operators involved in waste collection across the Ashanti region are up in arms over a new 5-toll introduced by the Asokwa Municipal Assembly at the Oti landfill. The operators argues that the additional charge is unfair as payment of 30 Ghana cedis daily waste to the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. The protest follows the Assembly's decision to erect a toll booth at the entrance of the Oti landfill site, charging waste collectors 5 Ghana cedi per visit. In an interview with them, they claimed the decision was made without prior consultation. They threatened to boycott communal cleanup exercise and increase waste collection charges if the issue persists.
So obedi abobo ya 5 cedis per trip na enya bia no ye say bisa say sika na aban edi ba for sanitation no e wa he enu na some person bisa and a two then him say na zoom layo e pra room and na momoduma ya sabio enkoyie no na ma aban eje juma no edi ko ma eye municipal no say omo fa nipa no munya sa adwuma no na say na municipal aba say oba beji sika afiri abobo ya say adentia say because of yedi ball afiri miamie na dey ba ha no na eka hunu say municipals bebrebe na mu twa hia e wa short region na so obi abeji sika afiri e wa na adwuma na ye no ye kwa ne sen ana tu sikana abai di ma omo no ya so omo fam for sanitation work e di so omo ni say omo itimi nya omo sa for sikana mazum lion back no take the juma no madman no enkwata that because previous government na on ma ene no te so no during his time no ye hu sa de no na that na abaya sabi o wa ba afa na wa 1 year ya hu na juma pa wa ye ya hu so wa kuma pa ma o man mu eni odo na ye nna na ye de ye te o man mu no na denti ene municipal wa askwa e ba be disika e free ho say to for what eti ye ene ye kan say saska no ye ntia e bi onu ma kana omoje no ye be say bi so omo say omo di ye je saska no omo di ye je ye ntia ene meta for sakwa so e de man penifo e ya we say ye sra omo sanitation branu aye ko no ye ko ebuo oman no ye set team every Wednesday so say ebuo oman no na oponda we na na see say be sika no afiri wa na say duma na ye no mo perifo mo di so no e di sasa de me go so dia duma dia bia nu a e be take any activity dia e ko say ko nyewe asire the mayor of Kumasi the assistant regional minister honorable Frank ba ko yin ni the mayor of Kumasi honorable Zuba yasramo omanie duma ye ebu asatman no mo ma hu de ekoso mo mi duma pa asaterete eye sanitation transaction radio association eye na minimum kasai yakubu aduma ka sasi de we no ya retard motor 90 be ba be bo keme aduma na sa ska we sa be je ya na je say betuma sa kwa sa aduma no ete verifo mo sore na mo jamu na so na mo boy say de be ya ye aduma no ye be na good regulation e be boy go population ye wa saturday no we almost 600 say ne so we many be so say be judgment na ye be judgment mo be anwura na ye ye be ko
The Licensed Cocoa Buyers Association of Ghana has sounded alarm on post-harvest challenges in the cocoa value chain. The association is urging government to review the cocoa funding model, announce the farm gate price, and fast-track pricing reforms. Licensed Cocoa Buyers Association of Ghana's concern stems from excessive political interference at the Ghana Cocoa Board, which it says poses a serious threat to the industry's long-term viability.
The most crucial problems affecting the cocoa industry now are the following. 1. Funding. 2. Cocoa Board CMC traders sales strategy. 3. Lack of commitment to revamping the industry. 4. Excessive political interference. Since 2013, Cocoa Board has become a dumping ground for political food soldiers. The one very professional organization with top-notch technocrats with deep institutional memory has lost its shine due to the depth of knowledge available. Hitherto, only the chief executive is politically exposed, and with time, the 3 deputy chief executives were also political appointees. It is sad to know that there is no longer security of tenure in Cocoa Board, as there is sweeping change in personnel at all levels, including drivers, with a change in government. The situation worsened during the tenure of the immediate past and current government. We suggest that a review of the current funding model, so that is, we want the current funding model to be reviewed, so that a hybrid of the old model of securing some syndication facility, that is from local or international banks, to enable real-time payment for cocoa purchased and delivered to port by LDCs. We propose a limited seed fund regime to be operated to support LDCs to survive, especially the local ones. Government must, as a matter of urgency, secure some facility to pay for estimated 300,000 metric tons of cocoa in a phased-off manner between now and September to prevent the crisis deepening. Funds secured for cocoa purchases must be ring-fenced and used as such, as the core business of Cocoa Board is to purchase cocoa beans produced by farmers. Government must urgently make determination on the current farm gate price of cocoa to allay the apprehension of all value chain actors. As we have already said, as of yesterday, the terminal price was 4,030 USD per ton, while the current farm gate price is 5,040, which is going to the farmers. CMC Cocoa Board traders must be more proactive in their sales strategy to yield optimal results, whilst Cocoa Board must increase oversight supervision on the trading room. Serious efforts must be made to revamp the cocoa industry beyond rhetorics and theatrics. In doing so, Cocoa Board must divest itself from non-core business, which should be outsourced to private sector. Emphasis must be on effective extension services to farmers. Government must make efforts to restore Cocoa Board to its past glory by speeding up the new act on new pricing mechanisms.
The Member of Parliament for Damongo, Samuel Abu Jinapo, has raised concern about the effectiveness of a dedicated office for ensuring youth employment, citing unfulfilled government promises. Despite campaign promises, he stressed that youth unemployment remains a pressing issue. Criticizing government approach, he also mentioned that macroeconomic gains are yet to translate into tangible benefit for citizens.
The fundamental question is, what did President Mahama and the NDC promise the Ghanaian people and the unemployed youth of our country? And with that, Mr. Speaker, let me refer the House to the NDC manifesto, their own manifesto, specifically page 22 of the NDC manifesto. And Mr. Speaker, with your permission, I quote, "This is what they promised the country. This is what they promised the unemployed youth of our country. This is what, indeed, Mr. Speaker, they campaign on, Mr. Speaker, and indeed, they put out multiple adverts on this promise. And Mr. Speaker, the whole campaign of the NDC in the 2024 election was anchored on this promise. And I quote, Mr. Speaker, this is what they told the Ghanaian youth. The 24-hour economy is a deliberate policy intervention by the incoming NDC administration to stimulate economic growth by creating an enabling environment for buses in 3 shifts of 8 hours. In 3 shifts of 8 hours. Mr. Speaker, they go further to indicate that DVLA will operate 24 hours. Customs will operate 24 hours. Ports and harbors will operate 24 hours. Passport office will operate 24 hours. And so if DVLA was operating 24 hours today, it will mean that the unemployed Ghanaian youth can work in 3 shifts at DVLA, 8-hour shift. They can do that today, Mr. Speaker. With the greatest of respect, I want to submit that you do not need an authority to fulfill your promise of ensuring that DVLA, customs, ports and harbors, passport office, and all these public institutions which were listed in their own tell us that they need $400 million United States dollars to operate the 24-hour economy. So they got their flagship program. They dedicated 7% of the $400 million. They've even not been able to fulfill the 7% that they committed, the 7% of the $400 million United States dollars. Mr. Speaker, let me conclude, Mr. Speaker, by indicating that it's taking them 1 whole year to put together a policy document. Mr. Speaker, and indeed, when they themselves committed 7% of the $400 million required to operationalize a 24-hour economy, even the 7%, they've not fulfilled it.
In related news, the Member of Parliament for Nshaiso, Dr. Stephen Amwa, has criticized the 24-hour Economy Authority Bill, describing it as poorly thought through and ineffective. According to him, the bill fails to clearly explain what new values the proposed authority would bring beyond formalizing existing practices. Meanwhile, the bill aims to establish 24-hour economy authority to coordinate and oversee the implementation of government 24-hour economy policy intended to stimulate productivity, create jobs and drive economic growth.
This document, Mr. Speaker, contains nothing. It's like medicine without a potent medicinal element. It's like taking water when you have infection. It's nothing. That's right. So, Mr. Speaker, all I want to say is that they should withdraw all these things, go back. They don't have to abuse the fact that they have numbers. They don't have to abuse the fact that they can pass anything they want. Posterity will ask them. The next generation will ask them, what did you use your numbers to do because you have power? This 24-hour economy, even though it's not a bad policy, they are not prepared. It has nothing good to offer us. There's nothing in it. It is empty. The authority they want to have, it hasn't even where you should think of authority. That's right. I'm surprised. Why are you jumping the gun? Because you have numbers. What is the ulterior motive behind this? Mr. Speaker, I would like to end here, but I'm advising them, if they take my advice, one day, Mr. Speaker, allow me to speak to you. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity.
In business, the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority has released its fees for services for the year 2026. In a notice issued by the authority, the updated charges cover a wide range of licensing and vehicle-related services provided by DVLA across the country. The services affected include the conversion of driving license, license upgrade, replacement of lost and damaged license, renewal of driving license, issuance of new driving license, accident report, proficiency test, and the issuance of international driving permit, among others. In a post on Facebook, the Chief Executive Officer of the Driver and Vehicle Licensing Authority, Julius Nikwe-Kote, said the publication of the 2026 fees is intended to inform the public and ensure transparency in the delivery of its services. Members of the public have been advised to take note of the approved rate and transact business only at DVLA offices and authorized centers. In sports, a regulated Canadian immigration consultant, Mary, has cautioned Ghanaian football fans planning to travel for the 2026 FIFA World Cup that securing match tickets and accommodation bookings does not guarantee visa approval. Ghana's Black Stars will be making another appearance at football's biggest stage after qualifying for the expanded 48-team tournament, which will be hosted by the United States, Canada and Mexico. The 2026 edition guarantees Ghana at least 3 group stage matches as the team seeks to improve on their group stage exit at the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Speaking at the visa application process, Amatefio stressed that enthusiasm to attend the tournament must be matched with proper immigration preparation. According to her, visa applications are assessed on a case-by-case basis, with applicants required to demonstrate strong ties to Ghana, clear travel intentions, valid travel documentation, and sufficient financial capacity, irrespective of their interest in attending World Cup matches. Her caution comes at a time when interest among Ghanaian supporters is expected to rise sharply ahead of the tournament, with fans being advised to apply early and avoid individuals promising guaranteed visit outside official embassy channels. Meanwhile, on the pitch, Black Stars are already stepping up preparations for the 2026 World Cup, with international friendly matches lined up to fine-tune the squad. Ghana is scheduled to face Austria in an international friendly in March as part of a series of games aimed at sharpening the team ahead of the global showpiece. In showbiz, top Ghanaian DJ and turn-up army commander Mekrikwe has launched a new cultural advocacy initiative dubbed Fugu Friday, aimed at promoting Ghana's traditional heritage, particularly northern smog known as fugu. He announced the initiative during the You Say Waiting show following widespread social media debate sparked by comments from some Zambians who mocked President Mohamed Satai during his recent 3-day state visit to Zambia. Following the invitation of Zambian President Mahama wore their traditional attire during the visit when he was received on arrival at the Kenneth Kaunda International Airport by the President and the First Lady, and a ceremony marked by cultural display and a strong show of Ghanaian pride. However, images of the outfit drew ridicule online, with some Zambia commentators describing it as a blouse. The remarks quickly triggered backlash from Ghanaians, especially on Twitter, where users mounted a robust defense of the attire and its cultural significance. The reaction underscored the broader need for Ghanaians to take ownership of their cultural identity and proactively educate others about traditional symbols and attire. The Fugu Friday is aimed at encouraging Ghanaians to wear the traditional smock regularly as a visible expression of pride in Ghanaian culture and heritage. What began as a cross-border fashion controversy has since evolved into a national conversation, where many Ghanaians using social media to explain the history, symbolism and regional significance of the Fugu, especially among northern communities. The initiative has already gained traction, with users welcoming the idea as a creative way to turn ridicule into cultural education and reaffirm Ghana's identity on the global stage. On some global news updates, Nigerian NPPC is in talks with Chinese company over one of the state-owned oil firm refineries, its chief executive said. The chief executive, Bayo, said the company was seeking experienced operators as equity partners to revive its 4 refineries after years of losses and underperformance. He said an internal review conducted shortly after assuming his role last April showed the refineries were running at significant losses, with high operating costs and heavy spending on contractors while processing volumes remained low. The NNPC's board has approved a strategy to engage refinery operators with proven expertise rather than contractors, Olari said, adding the company is in advanced communication with several interested parties. Nigeria has struggled for years to rehabilitate its aging refineries, which have operated far below capacity, forcing Africa's largest crude oil producer to rely heavily on imported fuel. The government hopes new partnerships will help reverse the trend. Olari said the plants have been halted to allow time access options from restoring them, coinciding with the launch of the Dangote refinery, which has offered breathing space for the domestic fuel supply. He said NNPC was not selling the refineries but also relinquished a portion of its equity to partner to enable plant to self-finance their operation. And that's a wrap on the morning news update. Thank you so much for making time with me. Do well to log on to all streaming platforms as well as logging onto our website at www.GhanaTalksRadio.com for more news stories. My name is Deborah Adoso. Good morning.
Are you ready to amplify your business or brand's reach and make a meaningful impact in Ghana and beyond? Partner with GhanaTalks Radio today to connect with a diverse audience across Ghana and beyond. Elevate your brand through on-air promotions and social media. Boost your brand during prime time. With GhanaTalks Radio, you can extend your reach across digital platforms. GhanaTalks Radio is not just a station, it is a community hub where your brand becomes part of the conversation. Join us in fostering connections, celebrating culture, and making a lasting impression. For customized sponsorship packages and enquiries, email contact@GhanaTalksRadio.com. ghanatalksradio.com or call +233 202 544614. Ghana Talks Radio, giving the youth a voice.
Ghana Talks Radio ɛwɔ UK abrochimemu era from Ghana mu ha the sound system which is spinning machine papa every amana ne aba begu oman Ghana mu ha enti sɛ woyɛ ayie woyɛ engagement woyɛ wedding woyɛ birthday party political parties are moyɛ rally sɛ moyɛ asɔre a moyɛ crusade so wo bo carnival or any kind of event na wo pe spinning machine papa e bo sound no mu e de dia ene me kanfo GTR sounds e de emawo ye wo live band nso a wo to nsa e de frɛn ya ye betimi ababeboa ama wo dwumedi a wo die nso atimi aye kama pa ye wo enkran poponi mantamo anya aponche hotel e ho pepepe e na ye butuo wo dia ne sɛ wo be frɛ empanifo e wo 0546 960510 GTR sounds emuode angaza.
This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion. This is Ghana Talks Breakfast Show, your morning companion.
Good morning to you once again. You are tuned into your favorite online radio station at Ghana Talks Radio. You're welcome to the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. And this is the second segment of the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show. We are here to look at topical issues, social issues, any issues at all that is of interest to our audience. And we have in our studios two knowledgeable guests who are going to dive into the issues. They're going to share their perspectives, their opinions on matters that matter to you every morning right here on the show. So as for us to have a very balanced conversation, we have from the NPP and we have from the NDC as well. So from the NDC's camp, we have Mudase Brima, NDC Communications team member, and we also have Mr. Emmanuel Chambers, the NPP Communications team member. Good morning to you and you're welcome, gentlemen.
Good morning, madam.
How are you doing?
For me, I'm doing fine.
For you, are doing fine.
Even though I had a very stressful week, but
a very stressful one.
One, of course.
Brahma.
Yes, by His grace, we are doing well, and I am happy that my brother is testifying to the good governance and the good economy that is going on, and I'm happy that he's doing fine.
He's doing fine.
Maybe we wouldn't have been able to say same for the past 8 years, but now I'm sure that with whatever is going on, he has been able to confirm that indeed things are going on well.
Things are going on well.
We are happy to be here.
We are happy to be here.
Such a weak confirmation. Yeah, that's okay.
Mr. Chambers, I know you have fugu. Why didn't you wear your fugu today? Today is Fugu Friday. Or you've not seen what is trending?
Not at all.
You've not seen it? Oh, when the Zambians are dragging President John Dramani Mahama on his visits to Zambia, they said the fugu he's wearing is a blouse.
Well,
yes. Brima, have you seen it? Have you seen the trend?
Yeah. I think it's a display of pure ignorance on their part.
Of course.
I mean, a display of pure ignorance.
How can you say that?
you would have expected that they would have done some research to get to know.
You get it before coming out on social media too.
When you come to the whole of Africa, I mean, we are known as the beacon of, peace. I mean, the Star of Africa, where Kwame Nkrumah hails from. He has been touring the whole world with this smoke since time immemorial. So it's not even today that we started wearing the smoke.
And I even learned their first president was even wore smoke before.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know whether some MP people are behind him or are behind them making such.
If some
NPP people have, I mean,
we are all Ghanaians.
No, but propaganda can stand everywhere. I mean, the mockery they were making and all that was very, very unnecessary. And when we decided to also do research about their attacks and whatever, it was disgraceful.
Yes, it's even worse.
You have men wearing skirts and blouse. They are even
wearing
skirt and blouse.
They are even wearing the real skirt and blouse.
How can you say someone wearing the smock is equal to the blouse you put on?
How can you say that?
They went so low, and no wonder. I mean, that they have never been in the news like we do internationally, globally recognized, like Ghana is recognized, and bringing our foreign diaspora people to Africa. Ghana is always one of the most, preferred destination when you come to Africa. When you take the likes of South Africa, Egypt, Morocco, people really want to come to West Africa. And when they mention West Africa, the first thing that comes to mind is Ghana. And because of the rich, culture that we have, the display of, our activities to the world, football, even international, we are well known. Ghana was one of the first countries to get to the quarterfinal of the FIFA World Cup. Wow. So that means we have gained that recognition internationally, and I'm surprised. Zambia, I think they won the African Cup 2012. Aside that, we've not seen them in those kind of football tournaments and how best they have been doing. But I was surprised that I was very, very surprised that they were making such utterances and whatnot. But then they will learn the hard way, because the backlash that came from our side, when it comes to trolling and all that, they cannot compare themselves to us. Even Nigerians cannot contain our heat, though they are more than us.
You get it.
So,
you get it.
The people of Zambia, we greet them. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has decided to pay them a 3-day state visit. And these are some of the things that we do to also strengthen our bilateral relationships with those African countries. And I hope that something good comes out of it. I know it is politics, and I believe that it's give and take affair. What they also give us, what they also have to also offer them. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has also proven that diplomacy is very key. And whenever he goes outside, he brings home something. The last time he went to Singapore, he came to Ghana with by securing a 10,000 bed capacity for University of Ghana, Legon. So I'm sure that all these things will bring foreign investors to the country, confidence, and his global attraction. People always want to invite him to global stages to speak, and that shows that yes, he's the man for the job and right for the job, and indeed that he's globally loved and also loved internally and locally as well. So I'm proud of his recognition and making sure that he puts Ghana on the map, and I hope that the visits will come with something beneficial to the people of Ghana.
Right. The Zambian people, they ate a wrong meat.
Oh, they ate a wrong meat.
But they've come to apologize that they are sorry. But even that, we've still not forgiven.
Oh no, we will not forgive them. When their president comes, we'll also hold them to them.
They beg.
No,
they are begging, but the throwing there will still go on. We'll still throw them.
Go on.
They need to learn.
I was very, very surprised. This morning, what is trending is now dear sir or madam. Because
dear sir or madam,
their males dress like females.
Like females.
So someone was saying that maybe it's because of them that they thought that when you're writing a letter, you write dear sir.
Dear sir or madam. I get it.
Yeah,
I get
so
it. I get it.
Yeah.
Right. So as part of what is trending, Mr. Chambers, I believe this one day you've seen it. That has to do with Aguada.
Before you come in, I want to say that he has spoken well, but where I have a problem with is where he has to bring in
NPP. I think it was just a joke.
No.
Oh, come on.
Not at all. No,
I think it was just a joke.
No, not at all. You see,
Why don't we have Ghanaians living in Zambia?
no, but you should not.
No.
But
But
you see, you never can tell whether those people living there are NPP or NDC.
Or NDC.
But so there are certain things that when we're going to talk about, we have to move from political lines and make general statements.
But your minority
I-
leader is also making this whole renaming also something of a
Of-
tribal thing.
Tribal what?
Yes.
No, I don't with the.
No, wait. I'm coming.
Yeah.
Tribal what?
Of a tribal thing. Is it not Afenyo marking?
He's
That
saying
if you wanted to
if you are
change
saying if you changing of Kotoka, you understand,
Uh-huh.
to Accra Airport, and he's making a decision of saying that it is good to recognize the airways.
The airways.
It's far from what the gentleman is saying, and that is his decision. This. When it comes to smoke, I like wearing smokes. I wear them.
Yeah, I see.
We have the leader of NDP now, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Wherever he goes, you see
He's
that
wearing
he's-
smoke.
So it's something I say that we portray our culture. But for one to say that the criticism comes from the camp of NPP or could come from the camp of NPP is an unfortunate. That's the
but
correction I want.
What
to,
we cannot
I'm
take
coming.
away is that it is also possible.
No,
That
but
indeed.
what
you
we
see,
cannot
I sought
listen,
to make it.
listen.
I sought to make
Primer.
it a joke, but.
Yeah.
If we want to debate it intellectually, it is possible.
Lizzie,
Why don't we have Ghanaians in Nigeria? Don't we have
We-
MPs
we-
in
we
globally?
have- we have Ghanaians.
What I'm saying is that
We have Ghanaians
my brother,
in
what I'm saying,
Zambia.
what I'm saying
You
is
should
that
allow me to. For all the over 5 minutes you spoke, I was just
okay.
You understand?
No, I think we're having a conversation.
It's like you
So
are
it is
yeah,
a conversation
it's a
that we are
conversation.
having.
Yeah, it's a
You've made your
conversation.
point, and I'm telling
Okay,
you that
so-
it is indeed possible that you see,
it is not possible.
why would they make a mockery of a smoke worn by a president?
By president.
Do you
So
understand?
you want to attribute it to
I'm not
NPP.
attributing. I'm
That
saying
is
that
where you wouldn't
possibly-
have an NPP member sitting
He
here.
was actually
I'm trying to
just-
trigger
yeah.
you to also talk.
So you triggered me, so you allow me
So
to
he
talk.
has triggered you.
So I've triggered you.
Anyways,
Aha, so I've
anyways,
got
you can
you.
go on. I'm
Right.
fine.
I guess you can go on now.
You can go on.
Right. So with the issue of Agrada, we've seen that Agrada has his jail term has actually been reduced from 15 years to 1 year. And then we ask ourselves, are laws indeed working? Because this woman actually defrauded people.
Yeah, when I read the first judgment, and I was happy about the judgment because that wasn't even apparently that wasn't even the first time she was convicted for doing fraud or defrauding people. The first judgment that came, I don't know if I can get the document. Maybe when he's speaking, I'll try and get the document of the first judgment and tell you what the judge said.
Okay.
That was not even her first time. The first time she was, convicted of fraud. I think they said someone 2023 or so. That one they converted it into monetary. She was supposed to serve some months, maybe 12 months or so, first, and they converted it to monetary form, and she paid off. So that one she didn't go to jail. Then she did another one too.
So she paid off.
She paid off that one. That one,
With money?
Instead, yes, sometimes the judgment can come that it's either you pay
This
money or
amount
you
of
go
money
to jail.
or you go to jail.
That was the option that I prepared.
Okay.
So in you would pay equal to the number of months or something like. I think she paid off during those times. She didn't go to, and that one wasn't much. Didn't come into the news like this ones. And when you look at this particular case made her to be convicted, the issues outlined by the accused persons, it was very damning and revealing that at the end of the day, some people consider to mastermind some of these things and defraud people. You see, a coin has two sides. Whilst we are blaming her, we can also blame our citizens, our citizenry. You see, when you enter a church, you are supposed to know that this is a church. You don't enter a church where they tell you that bring 900 for 9,000 Ghana cedis. That is not the essence of the church. I thought the church was to teach us the scriptures and help us get closer to God.
Exactly.
And help to interpret the Bible for those who may not understand it and all that. The church does offering, the church does tithes. But the story of this case, and when I read the case actually, what happened was that there were times where a group of 5, bring 500, they'll put it together. This group, I'm going to give you 25,000. If you're able to bring 2,500, you are getting 25,000. Now, when they put the money together, it's time for them to go and they'll give you everyone a ticket. When you give the monies, so if I bring 500, you bring 500, you bring 500, they'll give you a ticket. So when it's time for them to then go for the 25,000, then there are people who switch off the lights like this. Then by the time they realize she has been waked away with the money and all that, and those if you decide to protest, she brings in armed men, those big guys, they'll push them. So that was what happened. So one of the guys felt defrauded because you made a promise to me. And that's when the judge then, I don't remember whether he or she, I don't remember, but the judge then based her judgment on the basis that it's a promise and fail issue. You promised me some money, you failed to deliver on your part. You deceived me. You use your TV stations to do advertisement, those kind of what do you call it? Those advertisements to call people to come to church I think it was on October that she did those issues. So at the end of the day, I felt that conviction was really because once the jail term was set at 15 years, it would send signal to so many people who may be into it that no.
Yeah.
If I joke and someone goes to test the law on me, I'll find myself wanting. So for some of us, I was very happy because the judge was like, the argument made by Agrada's lawyers then was like, she's a mother, she's a public figure, she has a kind of...
Do you classify her as a public figure?
Oh, please, she's a public figure. She's a public figure, but for any type of, she would have been a celebrity. Or perhaps people have been celebrating. Yesterday, when the judgment came or ruling came, I heard some women saying that she's a brave woman, she is confident. So I don't know, you always get people praise singing them. So we need to just accept that and move on. So these were some of the reasons why her lawyers brought up why she shouldn't. She's a mother and all. And I wonder, those she was frauding, they are not mothers. Those she was frauding, they are not fathers. They don't have relatives. It is Agrada that is most, has much priority than other people. She is worthy of. But I don't really. That's what went into the case. Then I think the state prosecutor also stated that no, she's not a first-time offender. She's not even a second time. This is a third time. Hence, they don't see the need for her to be given a lesser sentence or even a lower kind of sentence. They need one weight that will send strong signals to the people outside that they cannot just play with the minds of people. People are living in this country regardless of how well a government do. Our policies may not be able to reach everyone 100%. There's no perfect government in this world. So at the end of the day, you find some people wallowing in poverty, trying to make ends meet with their small income. Then you come to promise them a better livelihood or an alternative to make sure that their lives, become better. Then you use it as a form to scam them or defraud them. That was very, very unfortunate on the episode. The state prosecutor make these arguments, and the judge then bought into it, and that was right. And 15 years straight. So I expected her to at least to have served that. If she had been gone for appeal, they should have intentionally dragged it for some 5 to 7 years later. When she comes out, she would have learned much lessons. But you see, the law, they say, is what the judge says. The constitution serves as a guide, but then the law, the judge settled on the case. Now, this is not even an appeal. That what is even worrying is that it's not as if she has appealed the case. You only went to contest the case that I don't know, this case that have been brought, I feel I've been not treated fairly. And it's not as if she has gone to appeal it that maybe they have a court of appeal that has more than one judge sitting on the case. So that way you know that much reasoning is going into it. But this is just a one-man show. Who says that the punishment was harsh according to his judgment, reducing it to 15 to the punishment was harsh and was unnecessary or unwarranted based on what has happened. You cannot. I disagree. We can only disagree with the judgment. I disagree with it very much because you don't catch someone with a hen, goes and leave the person, she pays it off, then she goes steal a cow, then you tell me that we shouldn't give the person a harsh judgment. So nowadays, it's sort of always, that's why our friends, when they were in government, and they had the national security ministers used to say that the judiciary shouldn't be giving rulings that were geared towards in favor of the government always, because it will create a certain perception that the judiciary works for the government or tries to. So that's why I don't mean these kind of sentences makes the ordinary Ghanaian question that are the laws indeed meant for the poor or working for the poor, or indeed, because I'm sitting here, I don't have a source of income much, I don't have a source of livelihood, I don't know anyone and whatnot. We always we always create an impression that makes people believe that our institutions are just corrupt, our state institutions, our independent institutions that we expect much from. We always make the citizens question their credibility. Right. You understand? Because right now, the thinking and the reasoning of the judgment, is for me, is too, on the surface.
Yeah.
On the surface, and I do not agree with the judgment, but I do with the we are a peaceful, loving country. We need to obey. I mean, the laws. The laws are going to work. That's what the judge has said, which is fine. Unless someone also goes to contest it, but I don't know what it stands is that she's going to serve Alain 4 more months before she comes. But we hope that it serves as a deterrent to her. She has learned her lessons, and anyone who has intentions of going to such things, and people who have also seen that these, I mean, organized crimes. When you go to a church and they are telling you to bring money for something, you know that I don't know, you find yourself wanting, and if you go to court, you are going to spend money. But I don't know, let's have faith in our institutions. I mean, we may disagree, but I don't know, for our democracy to thrive and for us to continue to enjoy the peace that we are enjoying, we need to just allow, I mean, go by these, I mean, laws and make sure that everyone lives peacefully.
Right. Mr. Chambers, what do you make of the judgment?
Well, to me, reading around the news, I will say that when I heard it, I thought it was a lie. So I quickly went to some reliable sources and discovered that it was true.
It was true.
So I believe that it's a mockery to the Ghana's justice system.
Exactly.
This is not the first time. You have been here, I've been coming here. I always tell you that, look, the current justice system we have in this country is so weak. And it favors certain group of people. Yes, you see, I would always say that when you are wrong, whether you are MPP, NDC, whoever, I will condemn it. This is not the first time. This is not just the first time. Let me come from this direction. We were here when some people went to court with some polling stations, election results. A judge sat down and honored all the constituency or the entire constituency results, knowing very well that at all material times when the election is conducted, 1 or 2 polling stations will definitely have a problem. You didn't take that into consideration. You decided to give a judgment, and that same judgment was sent to there was this appeal for the state of execution. The Supreme Court ruled out that whatever judgment you were given, or whatever judgment was given at the Tamale High Court, was so low and shouldn't have been given, and that is a disgrace to you, the judge. You understand? We were here, the case of Abunya, that a judge, after describing the case as misdemeanor, went ahead and refused a bail, and describing the case as misdemeanor, saying that some men in this country are more of important than others. You see, this is very weak, and it is clear to every average Ghanaian that our judiciary system, the trust in there is falling apart, and that is why I say that it's a mockery to the Ghanaian justice system. The case of Agrada is another typical example. How long are we going to continue with it? You have given someone 15 years. When you consider it, you didn't reduce it to 10, not even 5.
Not even 5.
Not 2. In fact, just 1. On what basis did you in the first place give the person 15 years? And why are you reviewing it to 1 year? So it's a big disgrace to the judge that first gave her the 15 years. And it's a big disgrace to our judicial system, and they must do something as far as possible.
How about it?
Because we can't have this judge saying this, and at other bright, another person is saying this, and another person is saying that this is wrong. You see, some arguments coming up is that the judge gave his judgment based on the outcry of the public by the Agrada's case. And I think that is not the case. If you read the Act of 1960, Act 30, it is clear, yes, the Act has given clearly the review of criminal cases or procedures. But I believe that the reduction, in fact, if there could be any reduction in law, they should have considered 10 or 5 years.
Or 5 years.
You see, you can't extract money from people.
Exactly.
And when in the constitution they say it's a crime, you tell us that this extraction, like my brother was saying, that she's a national, what is that, a public figure. That is not the case, because everyone in this country, we are all equal before the law. No matter what, we are all equal before the law. You understand? And so if you are a public figure or whatever, and you are, immersing yourself into digging and extracting the property of others without considering the outer effects and the grace of it if it comes out, just like it is today, you are not qualified to be treated as a public figure. You understand? Nana Grada should have gone through some kind of restrictions for 2 to even 5 years, so that when she comes out from it, it will deter the other people that are doing, or people that are in her shoes. You see, if you arrest an armed robber today, probably we'll look at the case of giving an armed robber like 30 or more years.
Right.
An armed robber, I think the case of an armed robber is not totally different from what Nana Agrada was doing.
Yeah, someone also compared it to the case of Atai,
where the current Chief Justice, in looking into the case of Atai, decided to give him a year that before he comes out from prison, he is dead and gone. You understand? And he was even bold to say that in his vetting on his vetting day. You understand? You see, I currently, for me, as a student who have interest in law, I believe that our judicial system is weak. Is weak. Supposing a common man was someone inducing and someone extracting money like this from people, where the person was given 15 years, you don't have the capacity, you don't have the money to review the case, what would you have done? Nana Grada was in prison like any other person, and every day they'll be giving us a report, what is happening, how she's praying. We're not interested. She has the life of hers to pray when she was with us. She was using it to take money from people. Now that she's in heaven, media people are going there and giving us a report how she's praying. We are not interested.
Well, some people also believe that she wasn't even in jail in the first place, because when she was coming to court, she was covering her face, and they've been, people have been very curious. They've zoomed into the hands when she covered her face, and then they noticed that that's not her goddess.
Isn't it possible?
But this time around that she was coming, that her years in jail is going to be reduced, she came with her face.
It means she knew about the judgment.
Yeah.
They knew they have induced the judges with a lot of money, so they were going to win the case, or she was going to smile at the end of the day. Look, it is about time we have to take a close look of certain things. Tamale High Court, the day they gave this judgment of the Panda judgment, people were in white attire, and people were already in their constituencies celebrating before the judgment was given, just like Agrada's case. And I asked myself, what is going on? What is going on? Why are you why are you so of high enthusiasm that you were going to win the case? And so I believe that the current judicial system we have, the government, it's an independent body, of course, but then we have the checks and balances. So those bodies that are supposed to check the judicial system must quickly do something as far as possible, so that we get our judicial system back. We have to retrieve it. Other than that, they are paying attention to money and paying attention to the decisions by government rather than the laws.
Looking at the issue of Agrada, what message does it actually send to the rest of the people out there?
It means that any one of us can go in that tangent, and whatever it is, the law would favor you. Once you
but you believe the law favors everybody?
It favors you when you have the money. But I will encourage that if you don't have the money, don't try it.
Don't try.
Once you have the money, you can go ahead and try it. Yes, certain things you are taking is too friendly that we are supposed to condemn in this country. I'm telling you, let a common. There are people who are in prison today, and their offenses are not even as gravity as compared to Nana Agrada's own. And if we have to encourage some of these things into our system, and as a country we say that we need a peaceful country, we say that we are practicing democracy. This is not democracy. This is not democracy.
Not at all.
We should find a better term to describe it rather than saying this is democracy.
It's democracy, right? Brahma.
Yeah, I agree with my brother on some point, and so it's the same thing that some time ago we had a whole minority leader being able to summon the Supreme Court on a Friday that they don't sit. Was able to summon them in less than 2 hours. Please, let me make my point.
Minority leader.
He was a minority leader. I'm making my point. If you decide to call majority,
this case is not clear.
Please, I am making my point. When you attack, I didn't interrupt
you.
So please allow me.
No. Who is a minority leader?
Don't go
Who
on this
is,
tangent.
I think the Joy News of TV3 made
please,
it.
Don't go on this tangent. If you go on this tangent, this program, I will interrupt you throughout.
I don't mind.
So you
don't mind.
No, not tell me you don't mind. You had your time. You spoke everything. You
Mr. Chambers,
please, you cannot tell me what to say.
Yeah, Brahma.
I have the right to say what I want to say. You cannot.
Unless otherwise,
and I'm telling you,
Mr. Chambers, please.
What is your point? When you were making so many frivolous arguments here, I didn't mind you.
Right. So you cannot.
I didn't mind you. So I didn't. So what's your problem?
Mr. Chambers,
when you get the opportunity,
once he's done with the submission,
you can also come in to do whatever. You cannot correct me when I'm
when you are lying, I won't allow you to lie.
When I'm lying, when you are also lying, I didn't
correct you. Let's move on.
Please don't go on that tangent at all. I don't like it. Don't go on that tangent.
Mr. Chambers,
maybe you've not met me and said I don't like it at all. When you were making certain statements, I had my own reservation about it.
You can go.
But at the end of the day,
you started it.
What is factual? What is factual?
Let's
what
move
is
on,
factual
gentlemen.
is that we had a certain leader, minority leader in this country, who was able to summon the Supreme Court in less than 2 hours. He had all the judges to come and sit on a case because of a seat. I don't know what happened was
Mr. Chambers, please, I beg you.
Please take your time.
Right.
You
mean patient?
No, Charlie, concentrate.
I don't know.
You mean to
stop
say
interrupting me.
Right, Brahma.
It's not nice. I don't like it.
Mr. Chambers.
So at the end of the day, that was how low our court sank. We started dumb level. Dumb level was made.
If you mean a minority leader, who was it as at that time?
I am telling you that at that time he was a minority leader.
Who is
after
that?
The Supreme Court's decision?
Honorable
Afenya-Markin.
He was a minority.
He was the minority leader then when he was going to the Supreme Court. After the Supreme Court, after the Supreme Court ruling, then he was made as a majority leader. But at the time he was going, he was minority leader because of the seat that we were contesting. The honorable.
Is it Chachi Kwesi?
No. It's this female MP's seat. When I remember, I'll bring her name.
Just please.
I think I'll remember the name when we are speaking. So her seat was being contested when they decided to say they no longer want to do business with the MPP. Then Honorable Afenya-Markin goes to court to go and contest it. That I don't know the seat that was declared vacant, which made the NDC majority, was out of law and all that. Then he went. He was able to summon the court on Fridays that they don't sit. He was able to get them to sit in less than 2 hours. They went to empanel and give a ruling. That was how low our court sank. There was a time e-levy when the minority then were opposed to it and were against how the e-levy voting and proceedings went about. We went to court. The ruling never came. The Supreme Court the ruling came after the implementation of the e-levy, when the government had finished collecting all the e-levies. And even at then, what was the use of the ruling again? We were in this dumb level, was made to go on retirement illegally. The ruling came after he went on retirement. We were in this, we had unanimous FC. Every time an opposition is going to court, you know that you are going to lose. You are going to get a 7-0 outcome. And it was so clear that people felt that our judiciary was used by the government then. But today, they've been able to go to court and get fair judgments. For some of us, we may disagree with the outcome of the court, the Supreme Court decision on the Kwandai issue, because the judge, in his own discretion, said that no, there were so many police stations with so many infractions. Even if it is one or two, he felt that no, if they could make significant impact on the election. My brother sat and said that, oh, it is normal in election 1 or 2 police stations to have problems. It is not normal. What do you mean? This is democracy, electing your leaders. Then you tell me that it is normal to have problems at the police stations? It is not normal. The elections are won at the police stations, so you don't wait for them to count and finish and everything. Then you go and see someone and say you're contesting it. If you don't contest it right and then, and the data is transmitted and all that, going to contest in court, you are going to have a long way. But then you make sure that your votes are counted and are counted right. You understand? So these are some of the things that we go. We're in this country. A whole judge told us that birth certificate cannot be used
as a source of nationality, tell me the whether you're Ghanaian or not.
Identity.
But the passport, the passport, before you get your passport, you are using a birth certificate.
Your birth certificate.
The birth certificate that gives birth to the passport cannot be used as to identify you as a, but the passport can be used to identify you as a Ghanaian. Those were the things that we were being fed in this country. But then today, proper governance has come, a reset has come, and our judiciary is in the right way. They packed the Supreme Court with MPP fanatics. Still today, there's a Supreme Court judge called Justice N.S. Gau. I don't shy away from saying it, and people have been saying it. He contested the MPP parliamentary elections in 2020. He's a current Supreme Court judge.
Right.
He was well known, but as an MPP person, someone you're supposed to appoint these people who are not even. We know that sometimes some people definitely they also vote. They are politically affiliated, but someone who comes publicly or openly, that's like my brother here. Then you appoint you as a Supreme Court judge. You're doing us a disservice.
Right.
These were the things that were happening under their governance. So what I am saying is that at the end of the day, there is a reset. Once there is, you see, one thing we have to know is that the law is not like science. That says that okay, at the end of the day, an atom is the smallest particle. Wherever you go in the world, an atom is
still the
smallest,
same definition.
Right. But you see, the law is subject to interpretation of so many people's understanding. You understand? So everyone can make. That's why when you go to the court, you have two different lawyers making their own case, and the judge will then do his interpretation of the law, what the law says, and also look at the facts presented by both parties, and make a judgment. So that's why a ruling here may not be the ruling the same, but sometimes when we try to also apply common sense, we also try to then say, even if it's not about the law, but commonsensically, we should all know that once a first-time offender has done something, those ones are even partner, but this is not a first-time offender in the Agrada's case. She's not even a second-time offender. She's even a third-time offender. That shows that some punishment should be harsh in terms of even reasoning. But then that's why I was telling you that we must look at the fact that they are interpreting the law, and the law varies, and the law is what the judge says. So I think we need to accept it and move on. My brother said, we need to. What we won't accept. Okay. Why we were in this country, we accepted so many rulings.
Right.
Unanimous FC, it became a name.
Thank you.
Where the opposition never had. I don't know. When we send matters, we know that we will not win. So I understand that we have come to a point where we are all worried about this, because the Supreme Court, for that matter, the judiciary, is our last resort when it comes to maintaining our democracy and peaceful nature in this country. We must at all times respect and take the outcomes of the decisions of the judges in good faith. It's either you go to a request for appeal or contest it again, or we let sleeping dogs lie and take it in good faith. But if we sort to us where instigate people say, it's high time we moved away from just taking things like that, or that, we don't need to take matters into our own hands.
Right.
The judiciary is there for a reason, and we'll continue to admonish them to make sure that they also work within the laws and to favor all of us.
Right. So I wouldn't have gone into it, but he made certain claims and false statements. I want to respond to it. That a certain lady seat was vacant and she was going for an election. That was where he, in his own wisdom, described Efenyo Mikins as the minority leader by then. And I want to say that statement is very untrue. The only time Efenyo Mikins went to Supreme Court, he applied what we call an ex parte motion. An ex parte motion submitted to court is where you are calling on the court to listen to only your side. You understand? It was 3-6 that I think the current second deputy speaker came to Parliament through the ticket of independence, and by then he was breaking away from the independent to contest for the MPP seat in that constituency. That was where the speaker by then, and his deliberate attempt to support the NDC to win 2024 election, declared that the gentleman would have to be moved from Parliament, and two other MPs. You understand? So by constitution and by law, if you come into the Parliament through a certain ticket of party and you are breaking away from that party to go and contest on a ticket of a different political party, you ask her when you file for the seat, you are supposed to abdicate your position as a representative of that constituency. You understand? But then there are certain provisions that back up these claims that you, a member, can apply. We have what we call natural law of justice. So you see, I want to say that as and when you declare and describe Efenyomakins as a minority leader, by then you don't even have the facts. It was about 3-6, and he didn't summon the Supreme Court. He only applied to the Supreme Court, and the application was the ex parte motion. So please, when next you are going to publish something, you must have accurate information. So I don't care how our judicial system looks like today, but what I'm saying is that we need to all understand. And in the first place, you sat here and you agreed that the judgment, the case of Agrada, was very something that was appalling, right? So if it was appalling, you agreed to it that the proceedings, every application submitted to it, you said. And you look at it carefully, there was inducement of money in that particular case. That has influence. You said
I never said that.
No,
if
please.
Quote me right.
Okay, you spoke that if it is an ordinary, you said he's a public figure. And that, of course, if you want to quote me, you quote me correctly. What I am saying is that when you look at the judgment, the defense by Agrada's lawyers, some of the reasons they espoused in court were that she's a public figure, she's a mother, and that
I remember
and that's what I said. As ordinary Ghanaian, this sort of create impression that are we all equal before the law?
Okay, fine. I take that. So I want to say that clearly, you can never compare the Agrada's case to that of Efenyomakins' case. You understand? That one was an ex parte motion. This is a conviction of a crime. And Efenyomakins' case, he was not just fighting for his own interest. We have something in the laws of Ghana called pro bono publico. That is issue of public interest. The 3 MPs were representing their people, and so he was fighting on behalf of the people that the MPs were representing. This is a case of Agrada, and that is a case some people are describing it as whether it's a national asset or a public figure or whatever. I don't want to hear that. I don't just want to hear that. My corrections to it is that the Agrada's case, nothing can happen to it. The court has already taken its ruling. Unless otherwise, there's another body that's going to challenge it, which I know when they are challenging, there can be a review to the case. You understand? But I don't think anyone will stand that. Money will still be used to silence anybody that is coming out to do that. Right. But Efenyomakins' case is completely different from that of another Agrada's case. It was an issue of pro bono publico, and this is an issue of a criminal act.
Right. Thank you so much for the clarification, Mr. Emmanuel Chambers. Agrada, the assembly. Agrada's term has been reduced from 15 years to 1 year. What do you also think about that? You can share your thoughts with us in the comment section. We are streaming live on Facebook at GhanaTalks Radio, on YouTube at GhanaTalks Radio, and on X, formerly known as Twitter, on GhanaTalks Radio. Gentlemen, at this juncture, we are going to dive straight into the main topic for discussion this morning. So for our first topic, government to decentralize teacher recruitment and posting. The government says it plans to change how teachers are recruited and posted across Ghana. Instead of everything being handled from Accra by the Ghana Education Service, the process will be decentralized and handed over to metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies. And this was an announcement was made by the Minister of Education, Haruna Idrisu. He explained that President John Dramani Mahama has directed a review of the current system to allow local authorities to take the lead. According to the minister, the move will help districts respond faster to teacher shortages, especially in rural and undeserved areas. Currently, many districts have to wait for decisions from the central office, leading to delays while schools remain understaffed and trained teachers wait at home for posting. Under the proposed system, district assemblies will be able to recruit, post, and transfer and even discipline teachers within their areas. The government believes this will improve accountability and ensure teachers are deployed where they are most needed. The plan follows calls from education stakeholders and civil society groups who say poor teacher distribution has worsened inequality in education. The minister noted that no final policy has been approved yet and further consultations are ongoing. So this is coming from the education minister, and he mentioned that government plans to decentralize teacher recruitment and postings. What are your thoughts on this, Mr. Chambers?
Well, to me, I think the reasons the government is giving regarding the decentralization of teachers posting and recruitment is a very weak and miscarriage decision.
Oh, you think so?
I think so. Not just I think so, I know so. You
Right.
understand?
Do you want me to hit on the reasons they gave again?
You can hit on the reasons.
So they said that many districts have to wait for decisions from the central office, leading to delays while schools remain understaffed and trained teachers wait at home for posting. So they said this is would be able to recruit, post and transfer and even discipline students within their areas. So this is more or less like to cut the delays we see when it comes to posting teachers. And this has nothing to do with posting teachers alone.
Are you surprised?
I believe I believe it happens in all sectors, such as the doctors, the nurses, and then other professions as well. But right now we are focusing on the teacher recruitment.
Okay. So the government is arguing that they are going to move the centralized posting of teachers and recruitment to the
locals,
district levels. And that is the decentralization of the posting of the teachers. Okay. You see, like I said, it appears that it's a best way to fill vacancies or to get teachers posted to where their services are needed.
Yes.
On the surface, that's how it appears. But I want to draw your attention to something very important.
Which is?
We were in this country when going into 2024 election, the president of the day, John Dramani Mahama, mentioned that they were going to enroll a system called automatic teachers posting and recruitment. They were going to enroll automatic teachers posting and recruitment.
And what was the goal of that?
That is to post teachers automatically. The system, when you complete school, the system will detect your name, your details,
location,
and throw you where you are supposed to go and work. That was what John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency the President today, told us.
When was that?
In going into 2024 election.
Okay.
So
during the campaign season.
That was during the campaign season. My brother here knows about it, and you can Google
it.
You understand? Whether I talk my matter or not, this is true, and that was one of their policies. That was one of their promises they gave to the good people of this country, and that is why I told you that the decentralization of teachers posting and recruitment to the MMDCs is in a way a weak decision. I tell you, when you go to the district levels today, any posting, any recruitment that is going to be done at the district levels, it is influenced greatly by political parties. Let's take the Zoom Lion. When you go to the district levels, I tell you that when you hear the news of Zoom Lion recruitment or any other recruitment, people are running there, and all the people that are going there to seek for employment are the political party boys, or the jobs are always given to political boys. And this is the call to decentralize the posting of teachers. It's a perfect decision and an indirect way to get all the NDC guys recruited into the system. If you have promised us the automatic posting of teachers, and you are now coming out with a different posting system, and you are not even talking about the old system that you promised the good people of this country, and it was out of that promises some people even look at it and voted for the NDC, the government of the day.
But how well do you know that it will end up posting just the NDC guys?
I am saying that.
Does it mean that it's not going to look at your qualification, your certificate, or whatsoever?
I am saying that if the posting is supposed to be done at the district levels, it will be influenced by protocols, and that will be led to the people or who you know.
But how will you know that this person is an NDC, and then due to that you are going to post?
Oh, you think the MMDC
or
the people,
party,
the directors,
the party they belong to is written?
The party boys are going there. The party boys, the chairman and co, will carry their own boys and documents to the MMDCs, to the district directors, and tell them that this is my boy. He's suffered. Put him there. You see, the centralized system of posting teachers and recruiting them, it was as a result of the fact that if you are in Accra here, you are going to post someone in Zabsku, you never can tell. You don't even know You don't even know who or where the person is going to. If you receive a name like Emmanuel Chambers, you don't even know who Emmanuel Chambers is. But go to my district. If you mention my name in front of the DC or the director, the person knows the kind of political party I belong to. You think when there's another NDC person standing on the end, the DC or the district director for a posting, they will overlook it and give it to me, who they know I am very much close to the MPP, who they know I'm an MPP person. They will not do that. Like I always say, if you don't know how your girlfriend's ball of fufu look like, you look at how your sister eats and how your sister cut it from your own house and put it in her mouth. The issue is that the Zoom Lion recruitment, Zoom police and everything, we have seen it at the district level. When they push it to the district level, we saw what happened. Look, I tell you that before you even hear the announcement, they have already gotten the boys they want. You will be then calling the party chairman and co that there is this vacancy. I want you to bring me this person. I want to contest for the next election. So you bring me someone and all stuff. I'm telling you, if they refer the posting of teachers, if they decentralize it, I am telling you on authority and from experience that people are really going to suffer. The few teachers who are struggling and crying on the road and causing traffic, saying that John Dramani Mahama government, please recruit us, and they are not even paying attention to them. I am telling you that more and more of them are going to suffer. If you are not politically known, the people will not post you. The centralized one was best for us because you don't know the individual you are posting. But if you decentralize it, I am saying that when you decentralize it, people that are going to post, the directors, the DCs and co that are going to be involved in the posting, know the people that are going to post. And this is not the first time. It is there. There are some recruitment that are done at the district levels. And we just came out from government. I know what I'm talking about. When this current government, when the Zoom Lion was enrolled, and there was another this thing they brought up, I tell you, all those guys in my district, people who have not even stepped in primary one, you see some of them wearing uniforms. People who have computer access, and they are common people like us, people who are not politically known. And if I've gone there and not under the direction of any political figure, I tell you that you will not be given the opportunity to serve. When people have certificates and they are sitting in their house, they were giving jobs to people who have not even attended school, and you are calling those people to come and lead. When you know as one of the qualifications that you must have certain credentials, certain qualifications before you are given a job.
Right. So during the previous administration, how was it done?
It was done at it was centralized.
It was centralized.
Yes, of course. So the names of teachers will be submitted to the district. You understand? I was posted in 2017. So my name was sent to the district assembly. I was posted to the district there. Centralized government posted the name to the district level. You go there and the district level will tell you go to this school. You understand? But this one, they are, from what I heard, they are going to push. They are going to leave all the recruitment system to the district directors and that of the MMDCs. That's going to be the problem, because the centralized system is already what we are practicing now, right? So why the change? And to ask a question, has that been the reason the teachers have not been posted and they have not recruited teachers?
Right.
And has that been the reason they have not enrolled the automatic posting?
Right. I'll be back.
When you come back.
Brahma, do you think this is for a good call?
Of course it is. There is a saying that he who calls for equity must come with clean hands.
Well, must come
nowadays, we tell our brothers in the MPP, at least if you're not coming with clean hands, come with your hand sanitizer, so we know that you are ready to be cleansed.
Right.
You can't sit here and behave hypocritical. Very, very hypocrite of him to ask to paint a picture as if what do you call it? During their time, they were holy. They were so holy that some of the things that he's making assumptions and allegations of wasn't going on during their era. What this seeks to achieve is that, you see, we have medical doctors. Some people that their parents have put in money for them to go and become medical doctors, stayed in the city, perhaps even green the city. So they are used to the system here. They are used to the comfort of the city and all that. But when you go to our localities, our deprived communities, our rural communities, unfortunately as a country, we shouldn't have had some places where we call rural areas. Who created those rural areas? But unfortunately, that is what we have. We have some rural, we have some deprived areas. where they have their local guys who are perhaps also gone to school, have their certificates. They are from the region, they are from the district. Well known, they are used to the environment. You understand? They are acclimatized. There are some of them, when you bring them to Accra, they'll go back because they don't like perhaps the expensive nature of Accra. So what this decentralization seeks to do is to bring our own people, one of your own, who knows my area, who is comfortable. Not that you post him and he says that I don't know anybody there. No, that's where he has lived. He has been breastfed. What do you call it? I mean, lived all his life. So he's used to the system. So once he goes there as a teacher, or once he has the qualifications, and he has been given the posting over there, halas, you have done your job. At the end of the day, he's good to go because he's used to the system. That is the point of this decentralization, so that we prevent issues where my brother is saying, "Oh, someone will go, you don't know the person." It's not about knowing the person. No, is it the qualification that really matters? Yes, it is. If the person has passed through the system, but at the end of the day, we are not going to appoint incompetent people. We are not going to bring in people who have not been to the teacher training colleges. Exactly. These are people who have gone through the system, and we are saying that once you have gone through the system, we are going to make sure that where you are coming from, you stay there because that's what we are used to. That's what you are used. I mean, locality counts, local dialect, the local language. For instance, me like this, I don't understand Ghana. Then you say that, oh, I should come, because nowadays, are we not introducing our local dialect? Are we not saying that? Are we not? Wasn't the Deputy Minister of Education, advocating for local dialect to be used at a certain level, primary 1 to primary 4 or so. So at the end of the day, when I come to a Ghana community, all the way from the north, how am I going to teach the children in the language? I wouldn't be able to do it because I am not a Ghana. I am not used to the language. Those are the things that we are trying to curtail. As for my brother expressing things about party boys. Are they not qualified? Are they not citizens? Why? During your time, didn't you employ party boys? Why? Who should wait for people to come into government and come and enjoy, and he will sit at home? Not at all. People have made investment. There are people who have sponsored political parties to come to power. Our problem, or what we should be questioning, is their competence.
Exactly.
Is John Mama not an NDC person?
He is.
So what are you saying? So John Mama is an NDC who have contested by election and won. Should we say that because he's a president, at the end of the day, he's going to be president for only NDC people?
No.
Why? When the no fee stress policy came, did we discriminate? Did we say only NP people will receive? Did we say only NDC people will receive it? When the e-levy came, is it only NDC people that are enjoying? Today, as we don't have e-levy, is it only NDC people are enjoying?
We are not enjoying it.
When the petrol has come down, is it only NDC people?
Not at all.
When the dollar and cedi ratio is good, did they ask you of your party color?
No.
So what are you saying? So at the end of the day, let us be bothered about their competence, whether these people can indeed deliver on the job. This is the best way to go about our recruitment process. Now, my brother is sitting here hypocritically saying that, oh, when are we going to employ the teachers? You left a backlog of unemployed trained teachers from 2022 to 2023 cohort. They are still there. We still have some people doing their service. You didn't employ from 2022, 23, 24, 3 good years. They are still at home. We have come into a government of 1 year. You expect things to be done like it is magic. We are saying that we are going to cancel the teacher licensure exams. That was a tool because they couldn't recruit all the teachers at all time. That was a tool to make sure they can tell some of them, to let them to go and receipt and all that. That one, it will go, and we are going to replace it with automatic posting, so that at the end of the day, when someone comes, you don't have any teacher like people. Someone has gone through examination like the university. You have gone through 8 semesters of rigorous holistic transformation. Then you come and say you must write an exam to justify what again? What was the exams of those exams in the various schools, the teacher training colleges? So what are we saying? So let's always advocate for proper and right things. You see, my brother also went on to talk about what do you call it? He spoke about what do you call it? We not employing these teachers. So I don't know. When these recruitments come, it will only favor a certain side. But let us be honest in our conversations.
Right.
I have admitted that indeed, if a party boy deserves it, he should be given the opportunity.
Yeah, once he has the competence.
The competence. Why? As a party boy, he doesn't have family to feed. He's not. So let us. When you see, it's not everything that the MPP must oppose. You must be an opposition and criticize very well, constructively, so that your criticisms will be taken. You who has made sure your party boys enjoyed. You who has made sure you have put in your party boys in every sector of this economy, who have come and messed up the economy for 8 good years till today. We are still under an IMF program. Till today, our unemployment, you took it from 7% to 14%. Till today, you left us with so many unfulfilled promises. 1D, 1F, 1 constituency, $1 million, 1 village, 1 dam, failed promises. All these things, we have come to meet a messed up economy. And we are trying to reset the country by doing some of these things. So at the end of the day, I support the call. Just like the minister said, I don't know, we've not, rolled it out as a policy.
Yes,
it's part of conversation.
It's part of
conversation. And I'll be happy that
if
it is rolled out, because as I've outlined, the importance that I've outlined, it will help all of us
and
everybody. Go forward to help our children in our various schools.
Right. If you're opposing it, what would you suggest?
Before I respond to your question, I want to clarify something here. You see, the issue of party boys, I am so disappointed the way he handled it. When we talk of party boys, you see, sometimes it is very unfortunate for the NDC person to sit on social media and say that NPP gave work or gave jobs to their party boys. We are so proud today to say that when we talk of digitalization posting, and why some of our topmost politicians are against us, is because we made everything online. We made everything online, and even our own party boys did not even get jobs, but they were basing completely on people who were qualified.
Why didn't they get jobs?
You understand? We see it is the mind. It is blueprinted in the mind.
Yeah, you mentioned they were not qualified. So is that why they didn't get a job?
What is blueprinted in an ordinary Ghanaian, like my brother just sat here and said, is that once your party comes to power and you have worked for the party, he said people have worked for the party. Yes. Once the party comes to power, you should be enjoying. No, but that shouldn't be the case. Please. That is the statement you use.
Provided you have the qualification, that's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said
provided. He said when you have the competence.
Yes, you should
be
given the opportunity.
I am saying that people are more qualified. People have gone through private system. They've paid a lot of fees. Yes. They are in the system, and I'm saying that when we say party boys, what comes to mind? Yeah. Even your general secretary, the CEO of your party.
Okay, let's define the party boys.
Okay,
what is the party?
Someone who suffers for the party, or someone who advocates for the party to come to power. That's a party boy. Yes. That's exactly a party boy.
Okay,
you understand? And
so if government is giving,
when we say you are giving a job to your party boys, a party boy, it means whether the person has the qualification or not. Once the person has suffered for the party, then the person is due for him to enjoy.
That is not the same.
Maybe that is that when we say a party boy enjoying in Ghanaian system, when we say a party boy enjoying, that is what comes to mind. But anyway, I really don't want to cement my argument, because I know that you might go ahead and read around it. Your own secretary stood on floor, held a mic like this, and told us that they were not going to give jobs to party boys, or because we suffer for the party. Is that not what Fifi Kote said?
Yeah, but you must.
No, you are speaking otherwise. I am saying that when we succeeded in referring this matter, or in referring posting of teachers to the district levels, I am telling you, we are going to see the worst. You see, the teachers who are demonstrating every day, they are not even going to be captured.
Why didn't you employ them?
You see, you are making a big mistake, which I feel pity for you. In 2016, do you know the number of teachers who left unemployed? So, you see, you don't have.
So you are equally. Listen, I'm coming.
I'm coming. You are coming up, and you are asking questions that you should have researched around it. When you say you spoke about inflations and all that, the reduction of inflation is on paper. I don't want us to go into it.
Let's not go there.
You gave me the opportunity to speak on that. I was lamenting and dancing around it, mentioning inflations and all that. When you were supposed to speak on the topic, you were speaking on different things. I don't want to go there. When you talk of inflation, 3 point something or whatever, it is on paper. And in reality, 3 point something. I never said.
It's 8.
I'm correcting you.
It's 3.8.
Okay, that's what I said. 3 point something. Please. And I'm telling you that. In the last 8 years, go to town, interview people. You were here, introduce Metro Men into the system to beat drivers and all that. Go and ask a car of a price of car engine today, and ask how much is a price of car engine, and compare it to 2024. How much was the price of that engine? The same price. You go to Abuso and find out. You sit here and mention single digit and what. How does it reflect on what is it? A common Ghanaian life. We buy plantain, the fried one, the roadside. People fry it. We used to buy 5 cities. Go and ask for the price of one plantain. They will tell you 7 cities. They are telling us single ticket is on paper and all. I don't want us to go into that. If we want to go into that, we can go. Look, when we come to talk about teachers recruitment, I was one of the products NDC claimed they employed in 2016.
Did they employ you or not?
No, excuse me. I'm coming. It's just like
Brima, please, I beg you.
I can do.
Claim employed.
Look, maybe you should tell him for the first time he's meeting. I can do more than this, but I don't want to go there. I can sit here.
Right. I think you should answer his question.
Wait,
were you employed
or not?
I'm saying that the same system and the cry people are going through today. The NDC employ us. They didn't even clear financial clearance. They did not even come. You understand? They just handed us over to the NPP government. That was my posting came late 2016, and when they called me to come to fill my bank details was in 2017. You handed over a very large number to the NPP. And the NPP number they have handed over to you, the small number they have handed over to you, if you do mathematics and statistics, you understand that the number you handed over to NPP and NPP did not complain and pay them, your number is more than them. Our number is less to your number. You understand? The teachers that are on the street today and crying every day for you to pay them and you are not even minding them, you will go and stand, you shamefully introduce some ministers to go and stand in the chamber and say that we have secured financial clearance. And in the next line, it is not true. You are not even ashamed of yourself and your party, so and you are saying that you are saying that the NPP has left have left badges and all that. When you go to take statistics, NPP government has succeeded in employing people more than the 4 years of NPP has employed a lot of people more than your John Dramani Mahama first time. What are you talking about?
Right.
So it's more than a year now. Have you heard of any public sector employment? If the military the military forms you enroll and order, it is still in the dark. Everything is in the dark now. And what are you talking about? I mean, you should go and do your self-service and read around it.
So what
mention for more than a year now, which public sector have you recruited? You have not recruited anyone at the public sector. It's just about this Zoom lion and youth employment, and you are deceiving and introducing people to Okada and passing unnecessary bills, and you are saying, what is the question again?
If you're opposing the fact that this whole recruitment or bringing it to the local level is going to introduce corruption and then kind of like employing the party boys, that means that those that are competent to have the job,
there will be high protocols, like I said.
Yeah, as you mentioned. What do you propose then?
I think the government will have to look at it carefully, so that the names that are supposed to be posted at the district level, it will be worked at the central. What is it?
It will be added to the central office.
It will be worked. The names will be worked on at the national level, and then push those people to the district levels, so that the district level will look at it and say, this person already has been posted. He has come to the district. Let's send this person here. Let's send this person to this village because his services will be needed there. You understand? But if they have to give the opportunity completely to the district assemblies or the MMDCs to
do the
recruitment by their own selves, I'm telling you, there's not going to be fairness in it at all. So the centralized government should have hands in it. They should have major hands in it, so that they will monitor it so well that people can be posted at the central level. So now, as to decentralize the names to the district assembly, then the district assembly will now look at certain places, certain schools that the services of teachers will be needed, and then post the people there. I tell you, if this is not done, soon and very soon, teachers will be crying. Did you say other works? Is that how they post nurses? Is it the MMDCs that are responsible for posting nurses?
That is what I'm asking. That it would be better if they do it across all training.
Yeah, so it should not just be.
Yeah, because we sat here the last time when we were saying that some people from Accra have been posted to OT or even in the northern region, and they don't want to go simply because of the location and all of that. And then I think with the teacher recruitment, what this actually problem sought to solve is that if that place is not in your locality, and looking at the financial burden is going to bring to the person you are posting there, why not we bring it to the local level?
Exactly.
When they are in their communities, they know what is happening, they know where they are lacking.
I want to come in. You see, sometimes certain policies are so nice to the extent that we are so quick in listening to them. Before you go to school, and when you graduate as an elite person, you should be ready to render your service anywhere. You understand? Look,
in spite of it all,
I'm telling you,
you don't look at the finances.
Look, what are you should be ready to discharge your
location.
You should be ready to discharge your services anywhere. We have nurses here who are struggling to even move to outside countries. I'm coming. There are some districts today. If you go to take their quota, the number of people that go to tertiary institutions like training colleges to be trained as teachers, or those teachers or people that read educational programs, they are few. There may be in a district you could have just 15 people who have gone to read educational programs. You understand? So if we are going to localize it, supposing in Zabzugu constituency we have only 15 teachers that have been trained in a batch. In a year, 15 people have been trained. Now we have more than 100 schools, and these people are supposed to serve at the locals there. And now maybe in Williamson constituency or any other constituencies, we have over 200 people who have read educational programs. So what is the balance there?
Mr. Brahma, but don't you think that when it comes to a situation like this, it would actually be better to bring in communities which are closer to those locations for them to come and fill in the gap? Rather than bringing someone all the way from a very longer distance.
What my brother is failing to understand is that
I'm not failing to understand. I'm making my submission.
That's his opinion.
Yes,
right. I think you are done with your submission now.
Right? And I don't think you should come up with a counter statement. That
I am making a point. I've not even landed. Allow me to land.
Well,
what my brother, I've not landed. What my brother is failing to understand is the intent of it is not as it were at the district level, is to give to the DC, give a point just like that. No, like he's making the issue as a like surface, as if it's just going to be. No, the issue we are tackling right now is that we have a backlog of teachers from 2022 coming till date, or even perhaps even what I know is from 2022 up to now. There are many in the system. It is not as if government didn't sit down to think about the scenarios you are painting, that where there may be 15 teachers in a community or in a locality, then that means that if they need more, then what happens? To justify your point that anyone can serve anywhere. But the point is that it's a well thought through. Perhaps they have the statistics, they have the numbers to know that maybe in Greater Accra, when you come to maybe Amasaman district or this, these are the number of trained teachers that are there. So if they have sat down to look at this and said that, then it is proper that if we have more teachers in these kind of communities as against the number of schools, then it is proper that we introduce this decentralization, such that if I'm at Amasaman, I'm a trained teacher, I've read I've completed my certificate. It is proper that then they give me Amasaman, the end of the schools, for me to
even somewhere closer,
so that at the end of the day, my services are rendered there. In case where there are shortages, like you may say, they needed more and whatever. Amasaman, close to Amasaman is in Sawam. Close to in Sawam, we have Pokwasi. I don't know, they are looking at all these districts, making sure that more people get the opportunity within their locality. What we are trying to prevent is not even about resources, it's not about expenditure and all that. It's about making sure that the teaching and learning becomes effective more. You see, I set an example of the local dialects.
Yeah, you mentioned
that at the end of the day, we are going to introduce into the system where you must speak the language of the child coming from home to be able to enable or explain certain things. You understand? When we explain certain things and when they grow up, this English, we can add up the English language and they'll be good and they are good to go. We have even in some countries, they speak local dialects in the because that's what they understand best, for the child to understand. The English is a borrowed language, which is an official language anyway. But I don't even Parliament itself, they are even calling for introduction of local dialect, so that the market women, the ordinary people will understand.
Can also understand.
So what I understand my brother's point that indeed there may be shortages and whatnot. Now I will agree with you. If we don't have the number of teachers coming from a certain disorder, I will have a problem. But where you start to see as if party boys may not have the qualification, I'll have a problem with you.
Right.
Because party boys, if in your definition are people that have suffered and must gain what do you call it, benefits, whether they have qualification or not. We do not agree. When it comes to the NDC government, what we believe in is in
you
qualification.
agree that the party boys might enjoy. You just
I'm saying that
so
a party. No, please. Our definition of party boy is different from your definition of a party boy.
Yours.
Because
so what is your definition of a party
what I am
boy?
saying is that a party boy who has campaigned for government to come into power has the qualification. He has the
qualification.
Yes.
If you don't introduce the conjunction and it will mask the definition.
I am saying that, and he has the qualification.
Good.
He has. But that's what I am saying. What have I said? He has every right and the opportunity to also be given the slot
you know,
to
this,
be recruited.
This whole thing.
He spoke about military recruitment going under dark, which is not so. I know of friends who apply for this military recruitment. It's ongoing. Medicals are ongoing. Some are receiving messages to go. So it's not in the dark.
Yeah.
You ain't going to the media. It's being displayed everywhere. My brother is downplaying the recruitment efforts of YE. Meanwhile, you did some.
Right.
Why?
So looking at this.
Meanwhile, those are the things that you see.
I am saying, when I sat here and spoke, I never said NDC will recruit only their party boys. I said that it will enable the government to recruit its party boys.
Yes.
If you said this system.
So what is the government of the day then?
Yeah. But this is a policy you are bringing, right? So if you bring this policy and comes to sustain, it means when MPP comes, they have to continue with it. Otherwise, review it. You understand? So when we talk about government, you shouldn't just.
You see, when you start to downplay these recruitment like the YEA, the what do you call it, the military and all that, they are source of livelihood. They may not be sustainable enough, but that is what some people are getting something small from it. So I want you to appreciate that these things that are
boys, right? That one.
The military too is for party boys.
What did you do, Sam?
The one here in my district. People who I know, they have not even been to primary school.
We have,
and they are NDC guys.
I tell you, if it comes to those
but even the YE, Island is for BEC.
Yes.
If you have BEC certificate, you can even apply.
You have not stepped in primary one. And how do you have not stepped in primary one?
We are in this country. We have people.
But they are looking. But the YE is looking at the skills also.
I know. I am saying
during the MPP era, we had an old lady wearing a military uniform, a soldier uniform in this country. So what my brother? I want my brother to understand and agree with me that
AI will deceive you.
I want you and I to agree that.
And you make your grandma to go and apply for military. AI will deceive you to carry your grandma.
I want you and I to agree that when it comes to this kind of recruitment, we are both guilty.
Right.
What we should then be advocating for is competent people being put in the position.
Why?
The CEO of
he has admitted.
Yes, I'm saying you're both guilty.
No, he has admitted.
Exactly.
He has also employed people who are not qualified.
Yes.
Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm saying that when
I don't know of any.
You are on there. You don't know. How will you know?
I want to say that
on a more
so let me I want you and I to agree.
Right.
On that. Instances where you say that people are not qualified, we can advocate for that.
Yes.
The fact that you're a party boy doesn't necessarily mean that you are entitled to a recruitment slot when you don't have the qualifications. We should be advocating that indeed this recruitment process will come for people that indeed have the qualifications and are, even if they are party boys, it doesn't matter. They will also contribute to nation building. Why? We faced the same discrimination during your era. What betides you as an NDC person? Even your own Abronya sat on TV and told us that Ononankara defense minister, if you dare go to apply for the military and you're an NDC person, he's going to remove everyone. Yes, he said it on live TV.
And at the end of the day, he was not anywhere close to the governance.
That means that.
But he has a position in your party. So the probability that
he will get a slot. As a regional chairman, he's going to get a slot. Not even a slot. He's going to get a slot to bring a number of people. That tells you that he's going to be purely political.
That is the advantage he also has.
Exactly. He's not going to bring people who are competent. So your own party chairman has admitted that indeed, if he was in government and had the power, he wouldn't let. So what are you saying?
He should be taken.
So you are guilty.
He should be taken off.
I said in Ketia's point that you were trying to make out of context. Totally wrong. I said in Ketia said he was in charge of appointing MMDCs. And MMDCs, for instance, me during my time, SRC time, you have people who have worked for the campaign.
I just hope you give me the same time, right?
No.
You have people who have to. You have people where.
But you spoke before
longer than me. You spoke more than.
Really?
No,
Yeah,
once you were done, then he's coming in.
Yeah, you spoke
Yeah.
more than me.
You were
The
not-
SRC, when it comes to even this portfolio, people who campaign for an SRC to come to power. Currently, the SRC, I mean, what do you call it? Administration that some of us work for it to come to power currently at University of Ghana. One of the challenges they are facing is that there is a women's commissioner position which is supposed to be appointed. During the campaign, we set up something we call sisterhood, where we made a lot of people, a lot of girls, they came on board. Some of them used their own resources and all that. Today, all of them want the Wukong position. There are about even 10 or more. We branded t-shirt, they did campaign. But all of them want the Wukong position. What do you do?
Right.
You cannot give it to everyone.
Right.
So what the national chairman of the party was saying that, Aseni Kete was saying that, other than they will give it to one person, it will create some bitterness among the rest. But that doesn't mean that you should stop your servitude towards the political party. What we should be looking at is, are they competent?
Right. So
are they competent?
I just got a news. Non-performing MMDCs to be dismissed by March 2026. Local government minister. As you mentioned that they're employing party boys. So party boy, if you're not working well, they'll take you
out.
Right. Let's move on.
That is the main point.
Let's move on.
On which surface? You think you are going to do the other government that you put you there?
Right. Let's go.
Initially,
let's go on.
There was a proposal that the educational system should introduce what we call local languages, which has it brought some kind of extreme reactions from public. Today we are saying that these new reforms they are trying to take on the education sector would foster the local languages or will encourage the local languages. I think that is one of the best and worst thing this government is going to.
You said best and worst.
Well, worst. One of the bad decisions this government would ever take. And nobody like this recruitment, decentralization of teachers posting, and that will mean that in any way they are going to incorporate the local languages. Teaching of local languages in school. It's one of the things people are speaking against.
And you think it's not okay?
Look,
but my brother is being hypocritical.
No, please. Don't say that. Don't say I'm being
And you think introducing the local languages in our school is not a good idea?
I am telling you that.
It's not a good idea.
I am saying it's never. If you look at the new reform they wanted to bring, it's not a best idea. I tell you that people in primary 3, I have a child who is around 3 years. The language the person speaks best is English. And I'm telling you that.
Private school do you attend?
New Life.
Thank you. Private what?
It means
we are referring to government institutions. So why you comparing apples to oranges?
This is the mistake people are making.
Right.
Why do you always want things to be different?
They should be different because they should be better can afford.
No,
so government school, we are doing it for the best of the people, for everyone.
Madam, so isn't it a shame that if we agree that the private schools are doing better than the government schools,
yes,
come on,
please come on.
If the private schools are doing better than the government schools, why don't we look at the way the private schools do what they do and adopt it into our public schools? You are too much impatient and
I thought you're having a conversation.
Right. Let's move on. Our time is fast. Let's move on to our next topic.
I think they should move to that because if you want to speak, since you don't allow me to talk, I will also allow you to talk.
We'll look for another day and talk about this. We'll look for another day and talk about this. Right. Let's move on. Let's move on. President Mahama to introduce bill to regulate sale and lease of public property. So President John Dramani Mahama has announced plans to introduce a new law to regulate how public property is sold, leased, or transferred in Ghana. According to the president, the proposed divestiture of public property bill will make it mandatory for Parliament to approve any sale, lease, or transfer of state assets, especially government lands and property. He said no public land transaction will go through the Lands Commission unless Parliament has approved this. He explained that the move is meant to stop the unchecked sale and monetization of government assets without public oversight. He stressed that no government should be allowed to dispose of state property without accountability of the people. This was part of the speech he delivered in Zambia, right? The introduction of a bill to regulate sale and lease of public property. I think it's a good goal. Or
I think it is, and it is the right way to go. We have seen in times past previous governments where some people, our hotels were going to be sold to some people because the government felt then that the hotels were not generating much revenue as expected and all that, and the best way they thought of was to sell those ones and lease it. And you know, the sad thing is when sometimes, even though it will not even benefit us directly as a nation, the amount they even quote in selling some of these state lands and properties is sad. If it were their own private their own private properties that they were going to lease and sell, they wouldn't sell it at such prices. Look at recently the revelations that came about the Metro Mass. Selling Metro Mass to people as low as 25,000 Ghana, 2,500 Ghana cedis and whatnot. So at the end of the day, I appreciate the fact that, and even His Excellency John Dramani Mahama made it clear, no government appointee dare try to even, whether you are purchasing, you are doing what, anything that belongs to the state. As a government appointee, your hands are off it. They are not supposed to sell anything to you. Whoever you claim to be, nothing will go into your hands. And I think it's a call in the right direction, so that we are able to make sure we monitor the bill, be able to monitor how these things are done, so that at the end of the day, we don't just give out leases just by heart and takeovers like that. When we can ensure that the state properly invest. See the hotels, the hotels they wanted to say, the Labadi Beach and whatnot, they could have invested much in it to meet the industry standard, to be able to compete with other hotels that are also booming and flourishing. But not just always. Our solution of best bet is always sell it, lease it, sell, lease it, just and the certain the rate at which we just do it fala like
without no approvals,
and is barest minimum. They'll just lease it to at an amount that, I mean, unreasonable amount that is just soft for the people, for people to easily come and get. But I don't know, we need to make sure that we tell we bring this bill to really make sure we monitor these things and make sure that we set some regulations, some kind of standards, the amount that, and how old is the land, how old is the property. What we need to even relook at, not even, we shouldn't even be looking at this, we have to look at how we can manage it as a state. If it is about retooling, it's about pumping much resources into these state lands and properties, we do it so that people don't just feel that, oh, once we are done using government card, then I don't know, there's something they call what's the name, when they use government property and it goes condemned, then they decide to just give it out at a low price. But people will take some pickups. The party is living in power, then they will just what was the word they even use for it? They'll just give it to them on a silver platter, which is not supposed to be. So I commend the government. I'm very sure that once the bill is passed, we're able to monitor and look at how well we give out these leases and properties to people for it to benefit us as a nation, as a country. We are taking so many things for granted, and I'm very happy that gradually we are getting there, resetting the country so that things will not just be normal as it were, and people will take things for granted, wanting to always take over government and state properties just like that, and without the government doing proper monitoring and making sure that we get even value for money. Even if you have to sell the property or lease it out, at least we know that we are doing it for value for money. We are getting some substantial benefits from it. So that we know that, oh, I think once this person is even buying it at this amount, maybe 100,000 Ghana cedis, we know that 100,000 can even produce us more hotels, more lands, or can even procure more, in terms of boosting that sector, whether it's a creative arts industry or whatever. But we just go for chicken chain or poultry farm, put inside a packet, chop, and finish. There's no improvement.
Mr. Chambers, what do you think?
I think reading around it and listening to what the president said, I think for me it's a nice idea, so that our government properties or lands are not just sold in a very cheap way. Before a land is sold or a property is discharged, it has to go through parliament. That's a nice idea.
Yeah.
I came here not to oppose the idea, but then my respected brother here just attribute that to the NPP government. that is where my look. You said the previous government. You just spoke about the previous government, and you see, I agree that maybe Nana Bawumia-led administration might induce themselves in maybe discharging a government property like that. But if we sit down to refresh our mind, from 2012 to 2016, the same president we have today, John Dramani Mahama, was the president then. Cantonments in Accra here. We saw how they leased. Initially, they were going to lease the land, but later they sold the land, the entire car park, to the private companies. The airport land, they sold it to the private companies. So many other lands they also sold, and so many other properties.
So they did.
No, I want to say that it is normal that any government could do that. But
you said it's normal, so means right?
It means that every government does that.
So we have normalized the crime.
They've normalized it. But that is what I'm saying, that I will condemn it.
They say
the government
say we have normalized
part of any government.
No, but you just mentioned that you didn't want to say anything. But
I wanted to say that it's a nice idea. But the gentleman is saying that the NPP government, you want to attribute it to the NPP or the previous government, that we did some. And I want him to understand that they also did some. And I started mentioning Cantonments Car Park, the airport, and so many other lands they've enlisted or they've sold out to private companies. In all of this, if a bill would be passed by parliament that before you discharge or you leased or you sold out a government property or land, it should be submitted before parliament for deliberations. I think it's a nice idea, because anything that is discussed through parliament, it is for public interest, and the whole public will know. The Labadi, I think there was some land issue at Labadi where the residents were just there. All of a sudden, people came there. They started demolishing buildings and containers around there, and they said, the residents said they didn't even receive any official notification, because the land was sold backdoors. So if you have sold the land to me and I'm a private contractor or a person that is not owning the land, when I'm coming there, I don't even need to give you any notification. You understand? But if it has gone through parliament and has been discussed thoroughly, whatever it is, the people around the land that is supposed to be sold out, that is supposed to be leased out, the people, the residents will be very much aware and will prepare themselves. I don't know, that was last week or this week. He said they were around somewhere demolishing projects.
Yeah, the Ramsar sites.
Good. And when I watch it, the Joint News reported that people were not even notified that they were coming to demolish those things.
That's a lie.
Well, whether that's a lie or whatever, but I am saying that was the report. People, the residents were saying. I watched it, I was not there, so I can't tell what really happened, but I listened to the report from the horse's own mouth. But then, if we have to submit this thing, we know that the Land Commission, what they do is that if we allow them to continue with the current system, where they have the absolute right by the Constitution to lease or sell the government properties, it is not giving us the best audit, and that is the challenge we have in this country. And so if the government would now have to come in, the parliament will have to come in, it is not the Land Commission alone that will have to sit somewhere and leash up.
But everybody will be involved to take the decision.
It promotes accountability, and nobody will stand against it. That is it. It promotes transparency as well. So I will say that if the government wants to go in that tangent, they have my full support. I will support that, and I would say it's a good idea. But
we shouldn't normalize selling state lands,
and we should not just attribute it, or we should not just leave it to only the land commission to sit there and do whatever they want to do. But in any case, we know whatever it is, this current government, the NDC government, they always come up with beautiful, initiatives, beautiful, ideas. But I am telling you, none of their beautiful ideas is able to stand and to have the test of the day. That has been our worry. Recently, we've seen that the bill of 24-hour economy, after we have shouted and made a lot of noise, they've introduced it to the parliament, and I'm telling you, within 2 hours they were trying to run away, where the leader of government business in the house, the majority leader, said they were done and they have to run away from parliament. My sister, Abba, you have a nice. We as the largest opposition and the entire Ghanaian youth are saying that we want to assist you to implement some of your policies. Your beautiful and flashy policies.
How do you intend to assist them? How do you intend to assist them? How are you going to assist them?
To discuss it to the apex.
Also, you're going to help them discuss it.
But why do you, in the first place, have to lay a bill in parliament for it to be discussed? And why were they running away?
Our time is up.
Our time is up. So
yeah, take all the time. Let me conclude.
So you still want to conclude?
Yes, I have to conclude. I have to give my
so 1 minute. 1 minute
you
for
have
conclusion.
a problem with your throat.
When you look at the issue of the 24-hour economic authority bill, it's just like there are free SHS secretariat that they set up. I'm making a point.
He wants us to go into
please.
No, I'm giving him just 1 minute. It's 10 o'clock.
So I think that's his last words.
Yes, that's his last words.
So I come with my words.
It is a bill going to be introduced for to make sure that the secretariat or the 24-hour economic authority be able to monitor the execution of the 24-hour economy policy very well. We are setting up 24-hour economy markets in various communities. We are having construction going on in various, big push program. So I don't mean we need a coordinated secretariat. So that's why I always say that when these people want to criticize us, they need to come with clean hands. They are always dirty, with their hands already dirty, and they want to. You who implemented. See, we have National Communications Authority, we have National Health Insurance Authority, we have Ghana Standards Authority. There is a reason why these authorities are being set up, to be able to monitor and make sure that we coordinate some of these government flagship programs and whatnot. So my brother should support that. I've seen in Parliament where some of their MPs are opposing it. This is not a bill to implement the policy.
2 minutes.
This is a bill. This is a bill to help regulate the policy, to make sure that the policy goes into how we want it to be. But in conclusion, I would like to say a very big good morning to the Member of Parliament for Ayawaso West Wagon, Honorable John Demelo. Recently, he has been able to make sure that the transportation issues provided bus, provided free fuel to his constituency. I think it's a very good way to go. And doing all these responsibilities as a Deputy Minister for Agric and as a Member of Parliament, he's doing excellently well. I would like to also send my regards to Honorable George Opariado, the Minister for Youth and Empowerment as well. He's currently on the Africa Diaspora program at International Conference Center, making sure that he encouraged the youth to participate in these programs. And recently he donated some 16 pickups to the National Youth Authority to be able to augment the national apprenticeship program that we have rolled out, and we want to disburse monies to these people who have rolled into the system, so that when the country will be able to thrive and thrive very well. And lastly, the Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Honorable Rashid Pilpo, who also doubles as the West Central Member of Parliament. He has also made mention of 442 companies that are willing to come on board for the 24-hour economy to thrive. So in all, the country is booming very well. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC is focused on delivering on our mandate, and by 2028, inshallah, we are very much aware that the Ghanaian people will give us another mandate and renew our mandate. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Prima. Mr. Chambers.
I want to acknowledge the Member of Parliament for Williamson constituency. He has recently done something that I so much appreciate. He has donated a snake bite antidote to his constituency free of charge. He has also succeeded in securing some contractors to go to his constituency to work on the lights for his constituents. I think that is so lovely. He has also engaged so much and he has succeeded in getting employment for some quite number of people now in the constituency. He's doing so much. He's an independent candidate, even though some of the officials in the constituency are not really supporting, but I'm saying that on his own, he's using his resources to do so much for the people in Williamson constituency. I saw some news flying that the president John Dramani Mahama would be reshuffling some his ministers. I would be saying that in any case, if they are really going to reshuffle and they are really going to do a nice job, they should consider giving this man a deputy minister or a minister, because what he's doing to his people, if he has that opportunity of being a minister or the deputy minister, his people are really lacking behind. He's going to push that constituency, and he's helping. His help doesn't just goes to only his constituency, but it extends to other people from different constituencies. So a very big thanks to Honorable Stanley Yaonande and the Member of Parliament for Williamson constituency, and he's doing so well. He should keep it up.
Thank you so much, Mr. Emmanuel Chambers, and thank you to Brima for that insightful conversation we had here on the show. Thank you for joining us on the Ghana Talks Breakfast Show.